The story is, we left you in the waiting room. All that and more coming up on the Wrestle Story. Welcome back to the Wrestle Story. We discuss all things wrestling, the legends of the past, the superstars of the present, and the trailblazers of the future. We stream every Monday after Raw, every Wednesday after AEW, and every Friday after SmackDown.
That was a really well done intro.
Did you like that?
Yeah, you just ran right into it. You didn't have any notes or anything. Maybe that's the key.
I know, it's awesome, wasn't it?
Just go off the top of your head,
And everybody, all the viewers we have right now are going,
and there was pretty much nobody there to see it. What else?
They're like,
it's
wow,
all good. It's all good.
Crazy. Hello, Mrs. Gleen. Hello, Ian. Hello, John L. Hello, Scott. Nice to see John Cena return on NXT OMG LMAO. Aren't you glad to see us return to the Wrestle Story?
Yeah, you should be, because
we're a half hour late.
Well, we're great. Sorry. I'm going to be eating food for the beginning of this, because
you had no supper?
Yeah, we made pasta, and we didn't make pasta until 10 minutes before the show ended, so...
Yeah, everything's been running late in our house today, so...
I got up late because I had my infusion yesterday, and so I was tired, so I just kind of was just like, bleh, all day. And then watched the news, and then I watched, Donald Trump get impeached, and then I watched,
Mrs. Gleen subscribed. Thank you for subscribing, Mrs. Gleen.
It's been a very, fun day. Fun. Huh.
We now have Mrs. Gleen subscribed to the,
Wrestle
to
Story?
Twitch.
On Twitch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. G on the Brock Lesnar schedule. Scott,
Yes, he is.
I am currently... No one has any clue what schedule I'm on. It's just one of those days, the whole day's been blah.
Oh, man.
You've had those days.
There's my 6th month
6 months subscribe notification.
I don't know what that was. That was... that pretty much...
That's a half a thumb.
That explains how today has been. Pretty much, right? Right there. I can't even do a freaking...
I can't stand tomatoes and sauce, but I love pizza. Do you like...
pasta's
Do you like
good.
pasta? Like...
Pasta
spaghetti...
sauce. I love
just any type of pasta.
It's so good.
Yeah. John L, thanks for the shout-out on your SmackDown video. Says Johnny Wheat. Awesome.
So,
I'm going to tell you tomorrow something big happening. John L, just don't... John L, I'm going to have to hunt you down and, if you're going to spoil things, find you.
I did see that the Rascals are now... They have a new name. And they're on NXT.
Yes.
Maven with the broken orange
OC thumbs up. Yes. Saw Sting finally did something. LOL, Brian Cage should go to WWE. He's a Matt Morgan ripoff. Dude, that match with Darby...
it was wicked. It was wicked.
Well, Darby might be dead.
I mean, we just don't know. Maven with the
I mean, I don't know. The stuff they had him doing is, crazy. Or the stuff he does is crazy. What kind of pasta is it? Just,
I love that.
some spinach.
Yeah, it's just
Spinach,
what is this pasta
some
called?
sauce.
The twirly noodles.
The twirly noodles.
And I have fake ground meat stuff and pasta sauce and then spinach. And that's what's in it.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. Everyone's been talking about Conor McGregor fighting Brock Lesnar. Do you think you would ever see it in the UFC? No.
Probably not.
No.
You know what I love? AEW Dynamite is trending, but it's spelled completely wrong.
DYANMIT. Dynamite.
It's
Dynamite, man.
But
AEW
that's the
Dynamite.
one that's trending, so apparently it's probably just because people went through and clicked it, and that was the first one that came up.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, it's AEW Dynamite." No, it isn't. It's AEW.
Trending on Twitter is AEW Dynamite.
It's not Dynamite.
It's the new show. It's the one they're going to show on Thursdays. Dynamite.
That's just weird.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Pasta is gross. You've seen my Twitter. It's nothing but steak, coleslaw, and Snickers flavored cake. And ketchup.
The occasional banana mayo sandwich.
Yeah.
Weird.
Throwing in a banana mayo sandwich every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
Rascals are now MSK in WWE.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I saw that on Twitter. Because I was on Twitter for a little bit, and I did see that happened in NXT.
What, like, they just made them 3 letters just because, like, it was easier to, like, I mean, what's...
You got me, man.
Point?
I don't know.
I don't get that.
Me either. So.
Yeah.
Dying might.
I got you guys back. You guys are family. Well, thanks, John L. You're family for us, too. Hello, James. How you doing? Good to see you here. How you doing, Jordan?
What's up? Hello, people.
All right. We're going to jump into this. Start talking about the show.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about Dynamite. Maybe, I don't think this is one of the better ones. But, of course, it's
okay, I didn't think the show was bad. Like, but also, none of it really, like,
well, I think today,
captivated
like
me.
I said,
you know what I mean?
Today's just been kind of a blah day anyway, so.
I don't know. So we start off the show.
We're doing good,
with
Jordan.
Pac and Kingston. Pac versus Eddie Kingston. Pac won, which I thought was the right move, just because it just made the most sense because he just came back. So, like, why would we not have him win? And, like, it's not like it's hurting Eddie Kingston or anything.
No, this is something. Yeah, I agree. I think this is something they had to do. I don't know that. I don't know that I would have used this now.
I don't know why I would have opened the show with this, personally.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Well, I don't know.
Also, like, I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, why do the match now? Why not just wait until, like, the pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Or, like, a
like, build it up.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I totally get it.
But, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the Dark Order needs more people? Yes, John L. I think they need 10 more.
Yeah, they need me.
Miro is being booked worse in AEW than in WWE. The problem is, Scott, I think Miro wants to do this.
The thing is, though, I just agree with that statement wholeheartedly. I don't, it's been not good. It's like, and I could totally see what you're saying, where, like, maybe he, like, just doesn't want to do the whole series thing. But, like...
Well, what if the thought here is that he, he sticks in the situation he's in right now,
mm-hmm.
and then he goes, dude, you've helped me back,
mm-hmm.
now I'm going to kill you, and then I'm going to go fight some real people for a title.
It would be nice, but I don't know that it's going to happen, because just of, like... That's kind of the next thing after this. After the Pac and Eddie Kingston thing. That's what's next is the Miro match. But after the Eddie Kingston and Pac match, you had Pac who put Eddie Kingston in the
I would starve at Scott's house.
And then Lance Archer came out to chase away Kingston, Butcher, and Blade. And then we have, like, Archer and Pac, like, I don't really like you. You don't really like me. Let's just go our separate ways. Type of situation. This was pre-taped, by the way. This was not a live show.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they pre-taped it last week.
Probably.
When they did the show last week. But whatevs. So then we have Miro versus Chuck Taylor. Dude, I always forget this guy's name.
Miro versus the Shoes.
I always forget his name.
Just remember Shoes.
Well, I don't know. I think of, well, the Best Friends, and he's a part of Best Friends, and then you have Trent, and, like, I remember Trent, but I don't remember Chuck Taylor. Like, I don't remember his name. Ever. I'm just like, he's the guy, to me, he looks very similar to JBL in his APA days.
Yeah.
And so that's what I refer to him as. The JBL knockoff wannabe. I can't remember his name.
I can see that, yeah.
Like,
I mean, it kind of reminds me of that.
I can't remember his name. I never can remember it. So that's how I remember who he is.
Yeah. Again, I think this is kind of Scott says, well, maybe Miro is overrated. That's possible. I think you have to get him in the right gimmick. And I don't think this is it. But again, I don't know that. I don't think he minds doing this.
Well, I mean, obviously, if he was unhappy, he would let people know.
and I'm sure that Tony would, they would work to get him out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure COVID's kind of playing a part in some of this stuff too, on storylines and where they're going to go with stuff. So it's one of those things that they kind of have to go with what they got.
Yeah.
What about Dr. Britt Baker and her segment? We're going to get to that, John L. I thought it was pretty good. I'll find something you would potentially like, Mrs. Gleen. Yes, you would. She doesn't eat much, though.
You could probably scoop up dirt from your backyard and put that on a plate. But even then, I don't think she could eat that.
Yeah. Are you guys going to watch Impact Wrestling Hard to Kill? I don't know, James. Still haven't decided yet. We're kind of kicking around the idea. Depends. I've been tired this last couple days, and so just kind of a blah.
Mr. T's just like,
blah couple days here. Kane Carter and Casey Catanzaro versus Tony and Mercedes in first round NXT next week. Well, it's a good thing they got some tag teams.
Okay, but why Tony? But the questions. Why Tony and Mercedes? Why? Where did that come about? They were just like, you know what? Let's throw the two of them together.
Yeah.
What?
Chuck Taylor, I believe, is his name. Yes, it is Johnny Elite. I wonder who would take the title from Kenny, maybe Pac in the future. I don't see Pac. I mean, potentially.
I feel like the issue with Pac is not that they dropped the ball with him, but they dropped the ball with him. You know what I mean? It was because he was stuck in the UK for such a long time and wasn't able to do anything over here. And so I feel like people just forgot about him. Personally, I forgot about him. I forgot about Pac until they started mentioning him on TV a couple times. And I went, oh, shoot, what happened to that guy? He's really good. He's really talented. But with all the issues with the whole COVID situation and not being able to travel between countries, that kind of really screwed up his entire thing. Completely. So, that kind of totally screwed him over.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's interest there where people are kind of like, I'm really I want to see what Pac's going to do. But I feel like there's also people that are like, well, I just really don't care. What does it mean? None of it means anything because we haven't done anything with him for such a long time. And I feel like we have to rebuild him back up to where he was prior to when he wasn't on television.
Here's what I think could happen. I think that, I'm kind of like John Elliott. I think it's going to be Adam Page that takes the title from Kenny. And I think it's going to happen because of the Young Bucks. I think that they're going to turn on Omega because the Good Brothers are going to be getting all the fame and the spotlight and everything else. And they're going to end up costing the Young Bucks.
I think there's going to be several matches that
I think Hangman Page will be the one that ends up taking the title from...
I think there's going to be several matches that come out of that whole situation, which I'll talk about in a minute. But this whole Miro and Chuck Taylor thing, if Chuck Taylor lost, he has to be Miro's butler or something. I don't know. And so Miro won, and so now that Chuck Taylor has to be the butler for Miro while Trent is out injured.
Well, Chuck Taylor looks like a butler, so it works out well.
I don't know.
He kind of looks like the guy from Batman. The butler from Batman. Anybody, throw his name out there. I can't. Alfred. Yeah, he kind of looks like Alfred. What? I can see him wearing a suit and coming out. Your tea, sir.
Yeah, because Chuck Taylor and Alfred look exactly alike. Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Totally.
Tall, skinny guys.
So after this, we have Matt Hardy.
Yes, Alfred from Batman. That's him.
We have...
Who watches Impact? 7 people. Scott, I'll watch it every now and then.
AEW is not benefiting from this partnership at all. But I don't know that was necessarily the goal in the first place. I don't know that it was necessarily supposed to be this giant benefit for AEW. I feel like it was more so AEW reaching out to try and help this other company that maybe isn't being seen by as many people as it could be. And so
what if
they're
Tony,
trying to work together in some capacity. And, like, Impact has a really good roster. Like, they have really good wrestlers.
What if, because they've talked about having a second show, right?
Uh-huh.
What if Tony Khan buys Impact?
I've seen the rumors. I don't know that it.
And that becomes their second show.
Maybe, but I don't know.
Because they've got everything ready. They got everything together.
Mm-hmm.
And AEW's got enough wrestlers.
Impact has enough wrestlers.
So they could do some stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah.
Scott, don't you worry. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. We're going to talk about...
Scott, you're going to get a Chris Jericho.
Le Buffoon here in a little bit. Trust me. But I don't know. I guess I can see where some people are like, AEW isn't benefiting from the partnership, but I don't necessarily know that that's what it was supposed to be in the first place. That AEW was supposed to get the most benefit out of it. I feel like it was, bringing in some more people for them to work with on their shows. I think that's a benefit for them because, like I said, Impact has some really great wrestlers, really great storytellers on their shows. But they're maybe just not being seen by the amount of people that they could be. And so, sort of maybe sending some of the AEW people over there, the AEW viewers, because of mentioning Impact and stuff so often to kind of see what's happening over there. I think that that's more so the move than...
I agree.
Than anything else.
I agree.
At least that's what I think it is.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree 100%. I don't know that it was so much to try and boost anything as much as the storylines that you could use with it.
Yeah, it opens a new can of worms with, because you have guys like Gallows and Anderson, and, you have people like that you can tie into.
Well, the question is how does the rest of the the Impact wrestlers feel about this whole AEW thing? Because, you got the Good Brothers being put on the show.
Mm-hmm.
On both shows.
Mm-hmm.
So they're getting, the attention. You have Rich Swann was kind of on there. But he hasn't been on AEW. So I think that's one of those things.
Well, and then you have Kenny on...
Then
you have Kenny on the show.
Yeah.
Taking up time from other people that could be on from the Impact roster. So I guess...
Yeah.
I suppose I see what you're saying, too, with... how does the Impact roster feel about it? It is a good question. I don't know.
Rosemary versus Abaddon. That'd be cool.
I think they have a lot of matches that could be really good. Like, if you bring Deonna Purrazzo over and you get, like, Deonna Purrazzo and Britt Baker, Deonna Purrazzo and Shida, Deonna Purrazzo and Thunder Rosa, Deonna Purrazzo and any woman that they have on the AEW roster, and some of the rest of the women that they have in Impact, I mean, their women's division is really good. And so I feel like it could be really fun to bring some of them over to do something with AEW.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I feel like they need it. Once again, another week in a row, not to get ahead of myself here, but the NWA Women's Championship has been defended on an AEW show, like, more times than the AEW Women's Championship has in the last, 6 months. That's kind of an issue.
Well, it makes you wonder, what are they doing with Shida?
I don't know. I legitimately have no clue. Because, as far as I know, she's not injured. They're just not using her on television. And I don't understand why that's the case. I don't know. It's just really frustrating, I guess, because they have some stuff that they could do with them. They're just not doing it. And I don't necessarily feel personally right now with the way that they've done stuff. This whole championship run with Shida, I feel like has just been blah. Very lackluster, not really worth anybody's time. And that's not Shida's fault, because she's, really talented. And she's, a really good wrestler. But you have other people that are out there more prominently, like Britt Baker, where I feel like putting the title on Britt Baker would make more sense because at least your champion would still be out there in some capacity, whether it's a promo segment or an actual match or whatever. Like, and Shida's not getting, like, any TV time.
Well, Shida has had 7 matches since October.
That's it. 7 matches. What? 7 matches. Now go to somebody, who else is on the roster?
And that includes on Dark. Because 2 of those were on Dark. So she's had 5 matches on Dynamite or their pay-per-views.
It's like, what are you doing? I don't know what you are even doing.
So, I don't know.
It legitimately makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Not at all. Like, there's no reason to not have her on television. They're just choosing not to. Or they're like, oh, well, we don't know what to do with you, so sorry. Then take the belt off of her and put it on somebody else who's going to be out there.
Yeah. Taya versus Shida, that would be big. Yeah, I mean, there's some stuff they could do there. I think that there's some matches they could put together with Impact, where, you know, could make it interesting to watch and have things that you wouldn't normally see happening. Mm-hmm. And I think that'd be cool. Hey, to my favorite Americans. Hello, Jack. How you doing?
What's up, Jack?
That includes Jack Kenny. Well, that's pretty... Jack, we're honored to be your favorite Americans.
How you doing, man? Well, it doesn't take much to be favorite Americans.
But he said that includes Jack Kennedy. So we're ahead of him.
Okay, well.
See?
All right.
So you should feel special.
I do feel special.
Yeah. This is the one that knows about desks in the Oval Office. He gives us a history lesson, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. What do I feel AEW's booking Shida like Asuka? Again, I don't know.
Okay, well, the difference between Asuka and Shida is Asuka has been on TV. Let's just look, shall we? Shida has had 7 matches since October, you said.
Yeah.
All right, Asuka. Can I spell?
Yeah, you were right.
Am I?
Yeah.
Huh. Hello? Just gonna, like... Here we go. Asuka has had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13 matches.
She's had 13
October.
matches since October. 90% of those she's won. Now, while they are not the best, at least she's being put out there on television. Now, granted, the last month or so hasn't looked real great for her, but she has had matches and has been on television, whereas Shida has not.
Yeah.
So I would say that Shida has been worse. Shida has gotten the short end of the stick for whatever reason, and I don't know why. I don't know why.
I think the big thing is I don't know where I don't think they have a good feel for where they want to go with the women's division. And maybe they don't feel that some of their women are good enough to be put out there. I think part of the
issue is like, okay, well the segment backstage what they had tonight with the whole Britt Baker thing, they show that they have women on the roster. They're just not using them.
And I need to watch Dark more just to see what they put out there. Mr. G, did you hear that Bill Belichick declined to accept the Presidential Medal of Freedom off of Trump? Yes, that was the downfall right there of Trump. That's what ended up costing him. That's why he got impeached, because Bill Belichick said, I don't want that medal, because it means nothing. I don't understand what he was getting it for, personally. Like, what was he getting it? I mean, what was the purpose of giving it to him? Some of the people that have received this from Trump, I'm like,
it doesn't make sense. But
what did they do to earn that?
They breathed.
Yeah.
Walked.
They were breathing.
Ran. Stood there.
Her last title defense was against Abaddon, correct? Yes, I believe so. I'll double check here, but I believe you are correct. Yes.
Last week.
And prior to that, she had 3 matches where she didn't have the title up.
And they were just matches.
So since October, she has defended the title 3 times.
3 times. What is that nonsense? I just don't get it, man.
If you give the championships to Britt Baker, who is going to have a good match with? I don't know, because the thing is, John L., I don't know, like the women's division, I don't know enough about some of the other women. I know they
I don't have an issue with putting the championship on Britt Baker, though, because I feel like Britt Baker can have a good match with people. She is a good wrestler. She has improved greatly. She has taken the time to improve, and I feel like it shows. Not only in her ability to cut a good promo and be a good heel, but also her in-ring work.
I agree. I mean, they
tremendously.
The thing is like I said, the women's division, it's about I don't get the women's, like the women's division. It might just be that they might not have enough that are ready to be like primetime wrestlers.
I don't know, man.
Let's see here. I'll get Jack. We were talking about you. It was conversations about adopting some cats. Most of their women are in Japan. See, and I figured that there's probably quite a few that just aren't around. Why don't you have Deonna Purrazzo coming to AEW and take the championship? That'd be cool. That'd be like a change.
They could give it to Anna Jay. Yeah, man, I'd be cool with that too. I mean, I wouldn't have an issue with that.
Yeah.
I think Anna Jay is another one that's improved.
Bill was getting it for giving 6 Lombardis to a team which previously sucked, like a nuclear-powered vacuum cleaner. So he got it for winning the Super Bowl. Awesome. The Medal of Freedom for getting... He gets the Medal of Freedom for winning the Super Bowl 6 times. Nice to see Baron Blade from WWE 2K18 appear on AEW Dynamite. Anna Jay could do it. I mean...
I think Anna Jay is another one who has put in a lot of time and effort and work, and I don't know, it was after she started doing the Dark Order stuff. I don't know if it was Brody. I don't know if it was all of the Dark Order people that were like really helping her out, but when she first came in, I was like, who is this buffoon with that stupid hat? What stupid gimmick is this? Couple weeks later, month or so later, they were like, here, we're gonna have her paired with the Dark Order. I still wasn't 100% sold on it, but then I saw what she was doing and her promos and all the stuff on being the Elite and her promos on the shows and her matches, and she's improved greatly.
Yeah.
I very much so enjoy her work. And, like, the whole promo thing, she doesn't cut very many promos, and they're not very long, but when she does, they make some sort of impact.
Well, again, I think she is one that they're developing.
Uh-huh.
Which is why I said, I think some of their women, they're in the process of developing them and trying to make them better than where they're at right now. So I think it's just a matter of time before we start to see some of that. And it may take some time. Which is why, they have Dark. They put some of the stuff out there in Dark. The only thing is Dark, you don't get to see a lot of promos and things like that. So it's, I don't know. Mrs. Gleen said we were talking about 2 cats, but then I reminded Mr. G that the last time we got pets for the kids, we ended up with 8 ducks. 2 per kid. So we'd probably end up with a whole litter. Yeah, no. Not happening, Jack. Not happening, Jack. 13 is more than 7, yes. Baron Blade was in 2K games, a whole... Right? Yeah. Why are you always on this channel? Or channel? Well, sometimes we invade...
And there he says, I'm not drunk tonight. Well, that message says otherwise.
Maybe you should be. You can type better. Hello, you beautiful people. Hello, Aunt. How you doing?
What's up?
Yeah, it's him, Jack. I know. That's what I thought when I saw it. I was like, oh, man. He come in here, and he can't be drunk because he's typing, like, messed up his typing. So he's got to be, like, good.
Oh,
man. Do you really want to take the championship off Sheeta right now? I get what you guys are coming to. I don't have a problem with her keeping the title. It's just putting her out there more is the big issue.
Yeah, that's the problem.
But that's the issue with all their women in the women's division in general. I don't think she puts in a lot of time. She only had 7 matches before appearing on Dynamite work. Maybe time, not so much.
Well, though. It's. I feel like she's put in some effort into improving, whereas, some other people might not be doing that.
Yeah, I agree. I remember much was watching Dynamite with only one eye on the TV and doing notes and one on the news. Jack,
Me, my life.
How many eyes do you have, Jack? One eye on Dynamite, one on the note. Oh, it was on the TV and the notes, and then one was on the news. I got you. I follow. So he had one eye doing two things. That's crazy. Jack, that can be kind of weird here. The one's going this way, and one's down here on the notes. 10 viewers and only 9 likes. What the? Someone needs to be liking some things.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button.
Let's step it up,
hit the like button.
People.
Yeah, folks. What do you even think you're doing? That didn't work.
It didn't work. It's because it's blocked.
Oh.
The Wild Samoans say, like this video
or
now.
Or give it a thumbs up. You had to be here earlier to get this joke, but, give it a thumbs up.
Yes.
2 eyes. I do math as well. Man. So anyways, after this we have Matt Hardy with Private Party, and Private Party has an issue with the percentage that Matt is taking.
Hey, look, Ant said you're number 1.
You're number 1 too. Thanks. I don't like this whole Matt Hardy and Private Party thing. I don't like it.
I do.
I'm just not getting it. It's not that I'm not getting it because I'm, stupid or something. I don't get it.
I don't what they're doing with this.
What the point of this is.
Because
this is... If we're trying to turn Matt Hardy heel, then, yeah, fine, sure. But, if we're trying to make Private Party something other than, what they already are, this isn't working for me.
Here's what I feel that this, with Matt Hardy, is a different dimension than what we've seen. Mm-hmm. So it's just added to a different character. And so I feel that this is where when they turn on him, because they're going to turn on him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so ultimately it's going to make Private Party look like the heels.
No, I don't think it's going to make them look like the heels, because I think everybody's going to go, well, God, it's about time. I would have turned on him a long time ago. He's a jerk. It's like the Vince McMahon type boss. Okay? So I feel that when they turn on him, mm-hmm. we're going to get a different character out of Matt Hardy. Mm. And here's why. And you may see one of his past characters. And why I think this is because I feel that when he turns, mm-hmm. it's going to be like, okay, I tried to do this. I then tried to be the manager type dude.
And it didn't work.
And it didn't work. So now I've got to go, I've got to reach deep down and do, whatever character ends up coming out next.
Yeah, I suppose we could do that. I don't know. This isn't clicking for me. It's not working like other things have. I haven't liked any of the promos that they've done. I mean, there's maybe been one that's been okay, but it's between this and also watching the stuff that they've done on Being the Elite, I feel like it's not. There's one segment on there that I thought was funny, and that was the one with Matt and Nick were talking to Matt Hardy or something, and Matt Hardy was crying about something. You remember this?
So here's the thought. What if it's?
But that was the only one that I thought was okay.
What if the idea is to just work on their promo skills?
Well, maybe it is, but I feel like it's not really working either.
Well, I mean, I think it takes some time.
I'm just not getting it I'm getting.
Then they'll go back and analyze it and check it out and, hey, this is what we need to fix. Let's fix it. Let's see here. 50 more likes, and I'll perform Hail to the Chief at Biden swearing in. Not a fan of the Matt thing at all. He's too charismatic to pull off the businessman. This could be done with so many others, and it would be better. The thing is, I think that this just ties into a different character for him. And like I said, I think this is going to ultimately bring out another character. I can't. Whoa! 302 subs. Yes, we are at 302 subs. We hit the 300 mark. In one day, we picked up 5 subs. Mm-hmm. It was crazy. And we have to thank Give Me a Yeah podcast because I know that they have brought a lot of people to our channel. and we appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Matt seemed a bit flat and not actually interested in his character.
Yeah, I think that might be it. Like, it's just, I don't know. The entire idea of it, it's not clicking.
Well, here's the thing.
None of it is clicking.
Well, and here's why I could see, you could say, like, people saying that. I feel that his delivery anyway is always kind of slow and monotone, right?
I feel like this is slow and monotone to another level.
But the thing is he'd be better as the crazy guy that just sits there and gives like a line and then stops to think for a minute, and then another line, and then stops to think for a minute. I don't
know. It's just
where this is like trying to get him to be the Vince McMahon of the Private Party. I don't know. Maybe there's too much wrestling and you are just burnt out.
Nah, no such thing, Scott. No such thing.
No, I think it's just the fact, like, with me, I think it's just the fact that we started back to school last week and, like, going back to teaching the kids, it's like...
I started back to school last week, too.
Yeah. Wait, Janelle, you mean Ishida or Kushida? Because those are two totally different people. No, they're one and the same. Have you ever seen them together, Johnny Lee? Mr. G, what should I buy? NBA 2K or Madden 21? Scott, if I were you, I would get Madden 21.
If I were you, I would get neither. And I would save up your money for WWE 2K20 because it's a phenomenal game. And I'm definitely not setting you up for failure. I would never do such a thing.
The thing is, he doesn't have to save up his money. He could probably find someone to just give it to him. There's precedent for impeachment of someone after their term. However, you'll need to go to post-Reconstruction era to find it. See, Jack knows all about this stuff. He's all over the American way of life as president. Jack's going to be the first president born from another country.
He just might be.
You don't have to thank me.
I vote for you.
The scary thing is Jack knows more than a lot of the congressmen that we have about our government. You don't have to... Jack knows more than probably 95% of the Americans. Like, all Americans. Not just the ones in Congress. All Americans.
Yep.
Let's see. Like, chat moved, like, really fast there. You don't have to thank me at all. It's you two people sub for... Well, it is.
He's the wrong two. Sorry.
That's okay.
Again, it's just more reasons why.
You've pulled some people in here that we probably wouldn't have normally had, so we appreciate that. I was the women's match, if there was.
How was the women's match?
How was the women's match?
I don't know. There was one. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
It seems Matt's current character is written by a committee and isn't a Matt Hardy creation. I personally think Woken Matt is wonderful.
I mean, I can see that.
Wonderful! Or whatever.
But the question is, how much does he want to... I mean, because they've given them a lot of creative control with what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it doesn't feel like a Matt Hardy creation. I totally get what you're saying, man. Totally get it. The game is so phenomenal that there are glitches in the game.
Yes.
WWE 2K, I already have that, and it's in fact for trash.
Scott wants to chase mice away, so he sets it out on the floor.
And they just are like,
and they're out.
Run the other way.
I would love to see Alexander Hammerstone in AEW. You know what, Jordan? I'm surprised that he hasn't at least appeared on Dark.
Who is that?
He is in MLW.
I don't know who that is. Okay, then. I'll take your word for it. George Washington was the first president born in another country. See? More reasons. Jack knows more than Americans do.
Okay. You get what I mean. Okay?
No.
Because George Washington was technically an American.
It's just Jack coming at you with the facts.
No,
Maybe you should just Google it. Because that's what you do best. You Google things.
I try and pump Jack up, and he just throws, like, facts at me that, like, mess it all up. You know?
Sent you a message, Miniam. I got it.
It's got it. Jack just, like, oh, man.
Jack! You've just ruined Mr. G's day!
Same for Xbox Series X. It sucks. Oh, it's already in the works. Got you. Cool.
So, after this, we have the Inner Circle's New Year's resolutions. This was funny. This made me laugh. So, Jake Hager says his New Year's resolution is championships. Dream big, buddy. MJF plans to strengthen the bonds of friendship and get rid of fat people. And I swear to you, he looked directly at Jericho when he said this. I cackled. It was really funny. We then had Ortiz, who wants to perfect his grandmother's sofrito recipe. I don't know what that is.
It's
food.
Yeah.
I know it's food. I don't know what it is, though.
It's a
Look
sofrito.
it up.
No, last time I looked stuff up, I was like, whoa. Sofrito.
What is that?
That looks like appropriate Mediterranean, Latin American, Spanish, and Portuguese cooking. Is typically consists of aromatic ingredients cut into small pieces,
sautéed or braised in cooking oil.
So all I need to do is say, give you some aromatic ingredients.
What is it though?
It
what is it made of? It kind of looks like meat, but
chili.
not meat.
Doesn't it?
Well, yeah, it looks like meat, but not meat. Interesting. Anyway.
This was the, vegan recipe before vegan recipe.
I think it's food, but... Anyways.
Shotzi and Ember teaming up for the tournament next week. Cool. So they just threw together a couple people and threw them in the tournament. I'm sorry, Mr. G. It's okay, Jack. We forgive you. No problem. By the way, I don't think I said hi to the DTA podcast. Did I?
I don't know.
I don't remember saying hi.
Hi?
How you doing, DTA podcast?
What's up?
I'm going to lock myself in the big bit under my bed. What the crap is a big bit?
I don't know.
Jack's like throwing things out here and I don't know what he's talking about. I'm sorry, I just can't get into AEW. I'm strictly a WWE. James, no problem. We appreciate having you in chat no matter what. So, we like having you sticking around and, throwing out the NXT stuff to us. And we just enjoy having you here watching our show.
Yes. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
So then Jericho says...
I think it's food, but 5 question marks.
It is food.
It looks like chili. That's what it looks like to me.
It does not look like chili.
Yeah.
It looks like the vegan beef stuff in sauce.
Okay, that too. But if I say vegan beef stuff, they're going to go, what is that?
Okay, well, it's like meat, but not meat. It's made of vegetable protein or whatever.
Yeah. At least they're doing something with Matt Hardy. I agree, Jono. They're doing something with Matt Hardy.
So then Jericho says that he and MJF will become the AEW World Tag Team Champions. And this is where it got funny. So then Santana ends up taking issue with this. And he's like, Dude. You literally handpicked myself and Ortiz to be the tag team of the Inner Circle. What? We are the tag team. We will be tag team champions. That will be us, bro. And then Sammy comes in and he goes, Chris, you are a tag team slut. You were teaming with Hager. You were teaming with Santana 1 week. You were teaming with MJF. And you were also teaming with me. And I don't appreciate it.
We just went from PG to rated R.
So then, this was so funny. So then Jericho's like, you're right, Sammy. I am. So next week, we're going to have ourselves a 3-way tag team match to determine the official tag team of the Inner Circle. That match is consisting of MJF and Jericho, Santana and Ortiz, and Jake and Sammy. And they're all going to be tag teams, and they're going to team against one another. And it's going to be great. I think personally that Jake and Sammy should win that. Just to be like, haha, Chris.
I think that's who's going to win.
I think that's who should win.
Yeah.
Now, actually, okay. From a standpoint of being logical, it would make most sense to have Santana and Ortiz win just because I feel like they haven't won anything recently and I feel like they should be built up as a good tag team, like, for the division. But they're not. Which kind of sucks for them. But it's going to be Sammy and Jake, I think.
I think it makes more sense to have them win just because of the whole Inner Circle story and what we've kind of seen with them potentially being split up.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yeah. Maybe it's Chipotle. It does say it's kind of like Chipotle, but from what we read, it seems kind of a little bit different. Vegan meat stuff, no.
It's so good, though.
Gimme Hole, yeah, I'm telling you, vegan meat stuff is pretty good. I love when he throws up the emojis, and all it shows is, like, you got this on ours. So I had to check the other screen to see what it looked like. The Impossible Burger is nice. Yes, it is.
I ate one yesterday. It was so good.
Yes. Y'all's favorite president got impeached for the second time. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. What a loser. Yes. Maven, such language.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was Sammy Guevara.
Apples are nicer than getting money for free. I'd rather have the free money, Jack, because then I could go buy some apples.
By the way, I'm basically brought up in a gutter. At first, when I first read that, I thought that said, by the way, I'm basically brought up in a guitar.
I think the Inner Circle is going to break next week. That would not shock me, Jordan. I could see that happening. Maven, I've never heard such language. Yes.
Now you have.
Yeah. Are we gonna
seriously,
see...
I keep looking at this and keep thinking that it says, by the way, I'm basically brought up in a guitar. Like,
yeah.
Literally, that's what I just can't.
Brought up in a guitar. Jack was brought up in a guitar. They shoved him in the little hole. Jack, you're going to live in here for the next 6 months. Just pop your head out when you need to eat.
Oh, man.
Are we going to see LAX? Possibly. That could be, something that happens that we see here very soon.
Probably not, though. Jericho's so lame and a COVID super spreader. Up. Another reminder, don't you worry. I'm going to talk about Le Buffoon in just a little bit.
Stick around.
Because...
For the Le Buffoon.
Because he just needs to be talked about.
For the Le Buffoon rant coming up.
Yeah, because he's a buffoon. You can't blame Sammy for your filth.
No.
Okay.
Can't.
Okay. I take full responsibility.
Maybe it's an airport in California. What's Jack talking about? Jack, what are you talking about? Maybe it's something... Oh, LAX. I got it. I get it. I know what you're talking about now. Just took me a second. Guys, either though I don't watch AEW, I still enjoy y'all's show. Thanks, Jim. We appreciate it. Like I said, seriously, we do appreciate everybody that comes in here. We enjoy chatting with you guys, and even though we go off topic sometimes, even though we go off topic a lot of times, it's fun. You guys make it interesting, and we hopefully we entertain you and you enjoy coming here.
We try.
When do you see Cody taking time off?
Not for a while.
Yeah.
Truthfully. I don't think he's going to take time off for a long time. Hey, Zendel, what is up?
Zendel, how you doing? How was wrestling tonight? We watched AEW as usual. So, that's all we've got to talk about here. But it was good. By the way, we have 12 viewers here on YouTube. And I'm not sure, but somebody didn't hit the like button. So the Wild Samoans are going to be hunting you down right now if you do not hit that like button. Thank you very much. That was brought to you by the Wild Samoans.
Moving on. We then have the Dark Order backstage.
Brought up in a guitar, rock and roll. My dad was a Gibson Flying V. Cool. See, Jack's family was into rock and roll. Watch Santana and Ortiz that's why he lived in the guitar. Mm-hmm. Watch Santana and Ortiz get back with Diamante. That would be interesting too. doing that way.
Can't wait to hear your review on the Elite match. It annoyed the whole lot of me. Well, we're gonna get to it, man. I know this is off topic, and this is gonna be the only off topic thing for me. What do y'all think of Trump's impeachment? We can chat about that here in just a couple minutes.
Stick around. Inquiring minds want to know what we have to say. Well, okay, maybe they don't, so we will talk about that here in a minute.
Well, but somebody obviously wants to know what we have to say about it because somebody asked.
Yes. Zandel, stick around and we'll tell you.
Cody won't go until very near his child being born.
I agree.
Yeah,
I think it'll be toward, I mean, I don't know how far along she is, but I figure it's going to be about 7 months before he leaves. Maybe if AEW would treat their women better, maybe it better change my mind. That's a big might, though. The thing about it, James, is, like I said, I think the big thing is getting their... I think the huge part of their women is trying to get them to... get better in the ring and on the mic. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's a huge part of what's happening with AEW.
Yeah.
Often Sika do not like people who don't like. That's right. Often Sika do not like that. Don't blame Maven. Blame Sammy. That's right. It's all Sammy's fault.
Next, we have Alex Marvez. Could care less about you, bro. With the Dark Order. That was the main focus of this segment.
Alex Marvez was the main focus of this segment.
No, I said the Dark Order was the main focus of this segment. I said Alex Marvez could care less.
Yeah.
Don't care. Go away. So Evil Uno says that everything that we do is in Brody's name. Next week, Hangman Page is teaming with the Dark Order. And Silver ends up taking the mic and begins interviewing Page and asks him, Adam, will you let us know if you're going to join the Dark Order? Hangman says that he'll let them know after the match next week. Dudes, I'm really hoping that he says, yes, I will join the Dark Order, because can you just imagine? Like, the Dark Order really just brings a smile to my face. Okay? And then we throw Adam Page into the group. I love them.
They are.
Like, literally, hands down, best stable, best group, best whatever you want to call them at the moment. I don't care what show you, watch. They are the best. And I love them wholeheartedly.
So, isn't this ironic? When they first started out, everybody's like, what the crap are we watching? This is, stupid. What are they doing? There's no direction here. There's, where are they going with this? And, long-term booking, and this is the one thing that AEW has done. The long-term booking that they have done. Mm-hmm. I mean, even before this whole Brody Lee thing, Brody Lee, when he came in, the long-term booking they got to get to that point, they had to wait a while for that to happen. Mm-hmm. But they kept putting them out there. Even though people were going, oh, well, I can't believe you. Well, this is dumb. What are they doing? And now that they're out there, there's a lot of people man,
they're freaking amazing, dude.
Cool.
They're doing these AEW awards things in a couple weeks, whenever they're doing those. I saw that today. We can kind of talk about that too. I'll have to find the list of the categories. But they have a spot for Breakout Star of the Year, and John Silver's in that category, and he 100% should win.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Anyways, I love the Dark Order. Join Dark Order, and they're great. So yeah, love them.
Dark Order is so face. At least they're doing better than Retribution. Dark Order is awesome. I love what they're doing with Dark Order. John Elite. What they're doing with them is awesome. I'm here partially for the Gleen's opinions on Cheeto having the most impeachments. All the impeachments. Let me tell you, his wife isn't happy. By that, I mean Marla Maples, not Melania. Finn is injured again. He can't catch a break. No, he can't. Good thing he's not Darby Allin, because he'd be thrown around the ring 100 times and he just would never wrestle. I've never seen anybody get, like, flung around like a rag doll in my life. DTA Podcast wants to join the Dark Order. I think there's a lot of people that want to join the Dark Order. We all know the Inner Circle is going to split up, so why haven't they pulled the trigger? Because it's building. John L., it's building. They're building everything up. I mean, I like what they're doing with this.
Definitely.
It's a slow progression to whatever it's going to lead to. It's a slow progression, and it's not we're going to do it's not like WWE where it's like, oh, this week we're starting to break them. Oh, next week. Oh, wait, no, halfway through the show they're broke up. Mm-hmm. It's the building of things. AEW does long-term booking correctly. Definitely, some company needs to take a notice. I agree. I think that if they would watch what AEW has done with, and it's not just the Dark Order storyline. It's a lot of the storylines that AEW has. The long-term booking that they do is like outstanding, and which I think is probably why some of the WWE fans don't necessarily like AEW, because it's not, well, the story's changed in 1 week, so I just hate that show, you know? So I think that because of that, a lot of people don't like it. Again, lad's cursed. Although when I showed Photo of Finn to my girlfriend, she was sure he was photoshopped. Melania is busy desperately trying to find Justin Trudeau's phone number before the 20th. Jack, they're like all of Trump's like ex-wives that he's like probably paying some sort of money to are probably going, whoa, my money fund's about to shut down here.
He's gonna be so broke. Oh man. So yeah, Dark Order, love them, great. We then have a video recap on the Darby Allin and Brian Cage thing, and then we have Kenny Omega and the Bucks backstage. Don Callis says that the Bucks should do their own entrance because they're the best, great music, you know, they're great. The Omega goes to the ring and Don Callis introduces him, and he says, you know, we also have Kenny Omega's best friends and tag team champions, the Good Brothers. Ba-ba-bum. So then Tony Khan, Matt Jackson, and Nick are backstage, and they're all like, come on, Kenny. And I'm like, I'm not surprised. So we then have the Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers versus Limelight and the Varsity Blondes. Okay. I'm not surprised that this is the way that we did this because I don't know. I didn't think in the first place that we were getting the whole Bullet Club thing. I didn't necessarily think that was happening and they were going to get back together completely. Because I still think we're going to see this sort of like friction with Omega and the Bucks. Because they're not necessarily totally on board with everything that he's doing with like going to Impact and, you know, they've got the Good Brothers and all this stuff. So yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Kind of.
I agree because I think they're going to make this look like they want to be more in the Bucks want to be focused on AEW where Omega is kind of like all about himself.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, the Bullet Club one, and then after we had Moxley who came out, he jumped into this whole thing with the 3-on-1 situation. The Lucha Brothers made the save. And then AEW Dark people, like, you know, people that are just on the side, you know, they hopped in to try and break things apart. And then Moxley and the Young Bucks ended up being left standing in the ring. And then Lucha Bros attack the Young Bucks. And then ultimately they just get broken apart. And I'm just kind of like, a bit confused by this entire thing. I think that this is I think we're going to get a couple matches out of this. I think that the Kenny Omega and then the Good Brothers teaming on a pay-per-view against the Bucks and Adam Page is going to happen because I think we're going to bring Adam Page back into it with the whole Kenny Omega situation. So I think we're going to get that 6-man tag thing. I think that we'll end up getting Kenny and Page. And I think that we are going to see the Young Bucks in a fatal 4-way tag team championship situation match thing with Young Bucks, the Good Brothers, potentially Lucha Bros, and maybe like SCU or something, because they've been talking about SCU going for the tag team titles.
Yeah. I can see. Here's a thought, and this ties back into the Dark Order thing with Paige. So next week, what if he says something like, I have some unfinished business I have to do before I join you guys. And then that's where we go into the whole...
Well, again, they need some sort of...
We go into the Young Bucks.
Some sort of way to get Adam Page back in the good graces with the Bucks and the Elite and whatever else.
Well, I think so too, which is why I think...
Because they've done all this stuff to sort of separate them, now they need to kind of build it up so they can come back together for some big, like, you know, hurrah. Which
is why I think that if they do, like... Paige goes, you know what, I've got some unfinished business before I join the Dark Order. Mm-hmm. I need to go out and take care of this, and then he helps out the Bucks, and then he goes on to beat Omega for the title, and then he goes, I'm officially joining the Dark Order. Mm-hmm. I am now your new leader.
I mean, or you could have the Bucks come out as Adam Page is about to go, yeah, I'm going to join you guys. You could have the Bucks come out and go, whoa, 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 whoa. You can't do this because we need you.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, they could do something
like
that.
That'd
be cool. Yeah. Limelight is really great in the ring. I can't wait. I'll be so glad when Becky returns. I miss the GOAT. James, go check out WWE, the network, after we're done with our show, and you can watch all the Becky you want to watch. No offense to Kenny, but he might not hold the title for long. I don't think he's going to have the title for long either. I'm confused with the Bullet Club's Too Sweet, because with Kenny, it's up in the air, but with Evil, it's down to the ground. Well, one believes he's a god, and one believes he's the devil. They are. I think, see, closer to the ground, you're closer to the devil. You get it up in the air, you're a god. I think I said, but I nearly went up to American citizenship twice, but 2 sets of taxes, no thanks. Jack, you don't want to be an American right now, so it's probably best you didn't. Just saying.
So, yeah, Oh, I also think, did I say Hangman Page for that 6-man tag team match? I meant Jon Moxley.
Yeah.
But I also think that there's going to be some sort of situation where they involve, it could be the Young Bucks and Hangman Page versus Omega and What's-His-Butt. Or it could be Moxley who's in that position too.
Yeah, with What's-His-Butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So either of that, I think.
Yeah.
Because Moxley's to fit in the situation somehow too, because I don't get that either, because... Why though? Like, you have about 1 million different things you could do with it, and with Moxley, I feel, I don't know. I don't want to see him in the championship sort of thing again for a long time, or ever.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like, Mox doesn't need a belt.
No, well, I agree. I don't think he needs a belt. I mean, he doesn't need it. Who has a better Page in their book, Ethan or Hangman?
Ethan Page or Hangman Page?
I'm going to go with Hangman.
Me too. I mean, I love Ethan Page as well. Ethan Page is great, but Hangman.
Especially
Hangman
when he's fighting
better.
Karate Man. Whoop, whoop.
Man.
Too sweet.
Who takes the titles off the Young Bucks? I don't know.
Good question.
I think there's any number of anybody in the division who could take
the Dark Order. Somebody from the Dark Order.
Uno and Grayson, I'd be okay with that. Silver and Reynolds.
Somebody from the Dark Order, and then Paige joins them with the title, the world title, and then they have the major titles.
The belts.
Yeah.
Then you get Anna Jay with the women's title.
Yeah, they are. And then they go. It's all Evil Unos or Evil Uno and -1 that brought us to this point. They should make a hardcore type of a title. Well, Darby Allin would win it because I've never
never lose it.
I've never seen anybody take a beating like he does.
Oh man! So we then have the waiting room with Britt Baker and Reba and
his parents named him What's-His-Butt after his grandfather.
Yeah, don't you know?
Oh, that's funny. What's-His-Butt? We named you that. Because your grandfather was named What's-His-Butt.
I think FTR take it to go on to Jurassic Express. That could be fun. I could be okay with that. Totally. Absolutely.
There's another page. He helps people lose weight. Yes, there is. Correct.
There's way too many pages.
Yeah. Let's turn the page.
So we have the waiting room. Baker congratulates Cody on the Go Big show. He's like, Cody. And then she brings out Jade. And Jade's like, I want to know where my opponent is. And then Jade pushes Cody. Red Velvet came out, slapped Jade in the face. Jade slapped Red Velvet. Both of those were really nice looking slaps. Like, it looked like ow. And then they started beating each other up. And then they started to be pulled apart. And then we were done with that because then we played this really weird video. It was Thunder Rosa who was on the screen and was like, we're fighting at the beach bash or whatever. Beach break. On February 3rd. And Britt was like, no! And I was like, that was so random. It's not even funny. Like, this whole segment was just so random. It was funny, but it was, like, really random. And, like, the whole promo with Thunder Rosa right after the whole Jade Red Velvet thing, it was just very kind of confusing. And, like, it was just, like, boop, boop. You know, I don't know what the...
Yeah, but I thought it was okay. I think the whole idea was they had two segments where they were showing the women's matches. Or potential women's matches.
Which is cool. I'm fine with that.
So, I mean, I didn't mind this. This was okay.
Because it, like, all ran right into the next, but there was no, like...
Yeah.
Transition of, like, stuff. I don't know. It was weird.
Also, a page from the UK. Who is that, Jack? Speaking of that, have you guys watched that show talking about Go Big Show? I have not watched it yet. No. First NXT Women's Champion. Yeah, I don't know. Who's the first NXT Women's Champion? Who was
Paige.
the first? Oh, Paige.
Duh.
Oh, got ya. I was, like, confused by what was... Jack Rampage Brown. Is that his name, Jack Rampage Brown?
Jade looks built, man.
Kidding,
yeah, dude, she's jacked.
Yeah.
Like...
Jenny's here. Hello, Jenny. Glad to have you watching the show. Make sure you hit that like button.
February is beach weather. Maybe in Florida. Maybe not in Florida. I don't know.
February is COVID weather here.
The last 6 months have been... No, just kidding. The last, like, year has been COVID weather here. So...
Yeah. I sent a link on Twitter of all of Becky's top 10 matches. We'll check that out, James.
So we then have FTR versus Jurassic Express. This was fine. This was cool. I really thought Marco was going to get the win, but then he didn't.
Yeah. I think it's...
I think, like what Gimme a Hoya said, that could be really fun to do FTR taking the titles and then doing the whole Jurassic Express thing, because I think that it could be really cool. It could be really cool. Like, Marco pins one of the guys for the tag belts.
Yes.
I think it could be cool.
Yeah. I agree. I think that'd be a cool way to do it.
Yes, my full name is Jack Rampage Brown. That's funny.
Isn't that like a weight loss program or something? Jenny Craig? Yes, it is.
So, FTR won. And, totally ended up getting involved in the match, which caused Marco to be thrown into the thing.
Which is going to lead to Marco versus...
At the post or whatever.
Marco versus Tully down the road.
Dang. So we then got Serena Deeb versus Ty Conti. Conti? However you say her last name.
Yeah.
Whatever. Deeb won.
Yes.
Okay. I don't really like Serena Deeb.
Why?
I don't know. It just doesn't click for me.
Well, I don't think it clicks for a lot of people.
Like, I don't know. And, like, the whole, like, NWA women's thing, like, I'm cool with them putting it on the show, but, like, it's been used so much more on their show than it has on, like, their own championship for the women, which is a bit confusing. And also, I don't know, it's fine, but I don't know. I think Tai Conchi could be good.
Well, I agree. I think she could be good. I think it's just one of those things.
I like her, and I liked her in NXT, and I felt like she was one of the better wrestlers that they had on the roster. But then they did nothing with her, like, character-wise. And I feel like they have a chance to do something character-wise with her in AEW with the whole Dark Order thing, and, like, they're just, I don't know.
Well, give them time. I mean, this could be one of those building things that they're doing right now, so...
Which is fine, and I'm totally cool with that. I don't know, it was a decent match, I suppose. But it just, I don't know, it's just kind of like to fill time, I suppose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think so, too. How you doing, Futuristic? Glad to have you here.
What is up?
It feels they have no direction from Moxley ever since he lost the title. I think the big thing is, John L., they don't need to have him go for the title. Sting hit someone tonight.
Oh, hey, observing stuff.
Yes.
What's up?
He did.
What's up? Serena Deeb really led the match. Yeah, I don't know. Again, like I said, I don't know.
He got involved.
Like I said, I really liked Chai in NXT, and I feel like in AEW she's been okay. She just hasn't necessarily had that moment where it's all clicked yet.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's just give it time.
We're doing good, Futuristic.
You know, what else?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things. Again, I think you have to give it time. I think it's one of those things they're going to build up some. I think this is going to be kind of like a Britt Baker type thing where it's going to take some time to build into whatever they're going to do with her.
Yeah.
I think it's just going to be a matter of, building.
Mox seems an afterthought.
Hello, observing stuff.
Moxley does kind of seem like an afterthought at this point. I don't know.
He does, but think about... The thing is we sit here and we complain about this, but we watch WWE where it's constantly the same people being put out there all the time.
I'm not asking for him to be put out there constantly.
So I think
the thing about it is, though, it just doesn't make sense to me to continue putting him in this whole Kenny Omega storyline right now where he is the afterthought of it, and everybody's like, okay, but you're not really important. You're not an important part of this story whatsoever, but we're still going to continue having you involved in it. It doesn't make any sense to me why we're doing that.
Because
just let him
here's
hang
why.
out.
Here's why you do this. Okay, it goes back to where we talked about long-term booking. You keep it out there, so everybody knows. Okay, he's still watching.
Yeah.
But you don't necessarily have to have that your main storyline.
That's fine. I just don't want it to, take over too much. Because I feel like the whole big story here is the whole Bullet Club thing.
Yeah.
And I just don't want Mox to take away from that.
Yeah, I mean...
Or, become the focal point of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I could get that. I mean, it's one of those things that's... the thing is, I don't think it's the focal point. I think it's one of those things that he's just like, I'm here, so watch out. Speaking of the Steelers, what the hell happened to them over the weekend? John Elite, they got Baker Mayfield. That's all you need to know. Britt's a Steelers fan. I didn't watch any of NXT tonight. We did not watch NXT either, observing stuff. Hey, you don't know Jack. Yes, we do know Jack. He's in our chat right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after this, we get told next week we're getting Matt Sydal and Top Flight versus Matt Hardy in Private Party. Matt Sydal and Top Flight is going to be a really good pairing. They are very similar in-ring styles.
Yes.
I personally feel. I think sort of letting them team with Matt Sydal, who has been in the business for a long time and knows what he's doing. If they sort of continue that, I think that could be cool.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool if they just continue that.
Because I think Matt Sydal and Top Flight are cool.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be an interesting match.
I think so too. We are also getting Hangman Page, Colt Cabana, Reynolds, and Silver versus TH2 and Chaos Project. And this is where after the match, Hangman will tell Dark Order. Whether he's joining them or not.
Yeah.
We're gonna get an update from Miro. What this update is about.
I no longer be best man.
I don't know why we need an update from Miro, but okay.
Yeah.
We're getting Nyla Rose versus Layla Hirsch. And we're getting Jon Moxley in action. So.
Yes. Next week's card. I think next week's card looks decent.
It does look decent. So we didn't get the main event. This crazy main event.
Darby Allin is a nut. Okay? That's all you need to know.
Darby Allin versus Brian Cage.
I have never, ever seen anybody, like, take a beating every week the way he takes a beating. He was thrown, from 10 feet in the air, maybe even higher than that, to 10 to 15 feet out onto a table. Mm-hmm. I don't care what kind of table it is. If you're throwing someone that far,
it's gonna hurt.
You're gonna land, and it's going to hurt.
Well, he was also bleeding from like his.
Well, that's because there were chairs there, and I'm not sure he didn't hit his head on one of those chairs.
Well, I think it was like up here, like it was kind of in his hairline that he was bleeding.
I don't know. The stuff he does is nuts. And then he was thrown all around the ring. Mm-hmm. Hit the turnbuckles hard. A couple times, like, the ref checked on him. Because I think the ref was like, are you okay? Like, legitimately, are you okay?
Are you okay?
I just the beating he took, man. So. I don't know. Ian, avoid spamming like on gay. Ian, we will hunt you down, my dude.
Okay, not really, but just avoid.
The token dislike has arrived. We always needed one. I don't know who gives it to us, but we appreciate it because they tokenly come check us out, so that's okay. He said he was banned from this channel. Who was banned from this channel?
Gamer guy?
I don't know. I don't know who Gamer Guy is.
Well, we don't ban anybody unless you're stupid.
Yep.
And you say stupid things.
We only ban people when you come in and say dumb stuff.
Yeah, so...
Or, spam things. Other than that, we're pretty laid back. NXT is WWE? Yes, it is. It was a blade. Don't panic.
And are you saying wrestling is fake?
See,
fake
the
is my
thing is,
F word.
I don't know if this was a blade, because just the way he was thrown across, and like I would have said it was a blade, but it didn't add to anything. So I'm not sure he didn't really hit his head. Which is, because I thought it was kind of odd just to have him blade just for what they did.
Fake blood. I know what fake blood looks like.
Your fake blood looked better, better blood than his fake blood. If that's fake blood he was using.
Why aren't I banned? I do my best.
Ant, you're a mod. So what are you talking about? You could ban yourself anytime you want to.
Oh, man. So anyways, Darby took this wicked dive to the outside, but it really wasn't a dive because he got thrown into, like, this table outside the ring. Like, death. Brian Cage fell onto the steps, like, boom, back first into the steps. Like, I'm sure it knocked the wind out of him. Like, I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do for a living. When you fall on those metal stairs, or seemingly metal stairs, it's gonna hurt. You're gonna knock the wind out of yourself.
Yeah. He landed with his back on the table. The blade was... I need to check it again.
I quite like a safe blade.
Because it just looked like... I mean, I don't know.
Mr. G is just gonna have to look at it again.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that again.
Anyways.
It just seemed odd to blade it from what he did. Being thrown out onto a table 15 feet away.
Yeah.
From 15 feet up.
So...
The fact that Brian Cage could throw someone that far, that's scary. Can I ban Ant? I heard he said cats and dogs against each other. So let me get this straight. I was helping Gamer Guy for his stupid mistake. I'm not too nice these days. Yeah, because we don't, like I said.
I don't even know. I don't remember who we banned. If you come in and say stupid things, we like.
Yeah. You come in and say dumb stuff, we just block you.
It's like, don't come in and say stupid things.
Yep, pretty easy. Don't say dumb stuff.
Hard to do.
Switchblade's finisher is the Sister Abigail he might have said something inappropriate too. It's hard telling. It's about the only time we ban anybody. Mm-hmm. I live in my house in the UK. Yes. Jack lives in his house in the UK, and he's got a bed that's huge and has lots of room underneath it to put his drawers.
Mm-hmm. So anyways, at one point in this match, Ricky Starks tried to get involved, and Sting came out, hit him in the gut with a baseball bat, and then Darby Allin used a crucifix bomb off the second rope to get the pinfall victory and won. And then we were left with Sting standing there, and Darby Allin sitting in the ring with his belt going, couldn't believe that Sting helped him.
Yes.
So,
again, I think this is
Dynamite.
I thought it was good. I loved what they did with it.
Me too. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I had no issue with it. It was a good match.
Yeah.
Darby Allin was freaking stupid, but it was a good match.
Yeah, I agree. And overall, I thought this was an okay show. I didn't think it was one of their better ones, but it wasn't bad. So it's. I would say that some of the matches and some of the stuff they had going on were really good, and some of it was like blah,
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, they're doing this. We're done talking about the show. But now we're gonna kind of go through this real quick. To talk about this because AEW is doing this awards thing. Okay. And they have different categories. You haven't looked at this, have you?
No, I haven't. Jay White in AEW. That'd be cool. I don't see him going to AEW. I see him probably going to WWE. Just because they'll pay him like mega money to just not go to AEW. Now, unless he decides, I don't care about the bigger name brand, then I could see him going to AEW.
So the categories for this. When is it, Maven? The AEW Awards. Stream for free on the BR app, January 27th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
On the BR app.
Pacific Time.
Yes. Here's what I like about this. So if you go to the AEW website, they have the AEW Awards. It's a separate thing, and they actually have the videos of like
these moments.
At least the best moment on the mic.
Which is the first category.
I don't know if they have the other things.
We'll look in a minute. But they have several different categories, and so this first one is best moment on the mic. The promos that they have listed are the MJF campaign speech. We deserve better.
Jack's got a dentist appointment next Wednesday. If it's Britt Baker, I'll be amazed. I took the block off Gamer Guy. I don't know why he was on that list anyway. I didn't ban him.
Like I said, he probably said something stupid when you weren't in here, and I probably did it, or Mr. G probably did it.
Yeah, it was probably one of us.
So, but whatever.
So see, Gamer Guy, futuristic Gamer Guy is not on the ban list anymore. So if he came in the channel, he could come in and talk as long as he's not a buffoon.
Words to live by. Don't be a buffoon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, so these promos that they have on the list for best moment on the mic, not moment of the mic. The MJF campaign speech, we deserve better. Cody Rhodes accepts Mr. Brody Lee's dog collar match challenge. Jon Moxley accepts the Inner Circle invitation from Jericho. Brandy Rhodes confronts Jade. Or Orange Cassidy debates with Chris Jericho. Okay, if I'm being completely honest, the MJF one was okay, I suppose. It was good. But I feel like the Cody Rhodes one.
It could.
I think the Cody Rhodes one.
That one was good.
Would work for me. Like the rest of these, I feel like best moment in the mic. I feel like there have been some other ones that could go on this list that are not.
Yeah, but I mean, you can only pick 5, so it's probably one of those things.
I clicked the Cody one. Category biggest surprise.
So they do have videos for all of these, which I think is pretty cool.
Biggest surprise.
You know what? It's like.
This one's kind of tough.
Yeah, because there's a lot of like
Matt
big...
Hardy's debut. Jake Roberts confronts Cody. Brody Lee arrives as the Exalted One. Sting's AEW debut. And Miro revealed as the best man.
I would say the weakest one is the Miro one, but even that was like a...
I don't know. The other four, like the Matt Hardy, the Jake Roberts, the Brody Lee, the Sting one, like they all got me. I was like, what? You know, like I couldn't believe any of them. So like that's difficult.
No problem, gamer guy. Thanks for coming back. Yeah, I think that's 4 of those are like really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it'd be tough to pick one.
Which one should we pick?
I would say probably Brody Lee.
Cool. Brody Lee arrives at the Exalted.
Yeah.
Clake. The biggest beatdown. Inner Circle jumps Orange Cassidy. The Dark Order attacks the Nightmare Family. Nyla Rose puts Rio and Shida through tables. Brian Cage sneak attack on Jon Moxley. Or the Nightmare Family and Inner Circle brawl.
Can someone explain to me how Darby Allin is not on that list anywhere?
How? I don't know.
Thanks, James.
Why?
We appreciate that.
Okay, the biggest beatdown though. Why is the match between Best Friends and Santana and Ortiz, the street fight?
Yeah, that was another good one.
That was really good too. Biggest surprise, the CM Punk return.
Yeah, I was shocked by CM Punk's return.
He kind of went all John Cena on all of us.
Well, I was gonna say him and John Cena showed up at the same time.
Like,
and they're gonna be a tag team, and I think that they will take the titles soon because it's tough to get any of them in like any type of hold. Like, so I don't think you can, you know. It's gonna be tough to beat them.
Category is biggest
beatdown, Johnny Elite.
I'm gonna say the Dark Order attacks the Nightmare Family out of these 5 because I feel like that was
a big beatdown.
Like that was a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, and sort of making the Dark Order's presence known, and like they're not a joke.
Yeah, I would agree.
So I would say that would be the one.
I'm confused with Sting and Darby Allin feud. I don't know if they're gonna have a feud. I think it's just gonna be Sting helping out Darby. And I think ultimately what he's gonna go say is you remind me of me. Yeah. And I think that's how it's gonna go. Next week on Wednesday night, AEW Britt versus Thunder. Yes.
Not next week.
That's in a couple weeks, isn't it?
February.
No, that's it. Huh?
February.
Yeah, that's at the pay-per-view, isn't it?
No, that's not a pay-per-view. It's an AEW Dynamite show.
Oh. The beach.
The beach break or whatever.
Yeah. Just as well.
So next we have category High Flyer.
Like a manager? Yeah, I think he'll be kind of like a manager.
So the 4 that we have listed here are Ray Phoenix, Mark Quinn, Nick Jackson, and Pac for High Flyer Award. For Ray Phoenix.
I don't know. That Nick Jackson one was pretty wicked. The Pac one was just a flip. Yeah, I gotta go with Ray Phoenix.
Like, Ray Phoenix is freaking cool. Like, not only just like, I don't know, but like he's done some stupid crazy flips.
Yeah.
And like he like
I'm gonna go with
broke
him.
his butt doing one of them. So like, yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. Top Flight, come on, dude.
Hardest moment to clean up after. Orange Cassidy drops orange juice on the Inner Circle.
Well, that one wins hands
The
down.
parking lot brawl. Big Swole dumps garbage on Britt Baker. Or the bunkhouse match.
No, it's got to be the...
It's Orange Cassidy. Why is the parking lot brawl in this category?
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Orange Cassidy.
I gotta say
that was so funny, dude.
Yeah, Orange Cassidy.
Because then you had Ortiz.
Yeah.
Who was in the ring and he was all like, "I can't swim," but literally there was like nothing. It was so funny. Okay, anyways.
Yeah. I think we get Sting and Darby versus Cage and Starks at Revolution.
Ooh.
I would agree. I think that's where this is gonna head. I think we're headed that way.
Ah, dude, that moment, that was freaking cool. This is the biggest WTF moment, okay? We have the Cody Rhodes moonsaulting off the steel cage. Sammy Guevara hit by the golf cart. The Young Bucks frog splash off the stadium railing. MJF lashes Cody Rhodes. Bloody Dr. Britt Baker versus Shida. Or Kenny Omega wins the AEW World Championship and walks out of AEW. Cody Rhodes moonsaulting off the steel cage. Dude, you remember that? That was stupid!
It was stupid, but I don't think that's the biggest WTF moment. I would say the Omega one or the Britt Baker one where she's sitting there smiling as like blood's dripping down her face.
Nah, I would go with the Cody one.
So
I would go with the Cody one because that was freaking stupid.
Kenny Omega. I'm going with Kenny Omega.
I'm clicking Cody. Sorry, Cody got my vote.
Yeah. Kenny Omega was the proper one.
The LOL award. Okay. Jericho and MJF. Le Dinner Debonair. Dr. Britt Baker waxes Tony Schiavone. The Young Bucks super kick MJF into the cruise ship pool. Or the Inner Circle Las Vegas trip.
Wow. I don't think the Debonair thing was funny. Wow, the WTF choices. It's hard to decide. Steel Cage was mental. Baker versus Shida was a star-making turn.
See, but I feel like the Steel Cage thing was more of a like, how did you not just die, Cody? And that left people so shocked and so like, what? You know?
Yeah. So
I got my vote.
Tony Schiavone is what Futuristic's saying. See, I would say either the Schiavone one or I thought the Las Vegas trip was pretty funny.
The Las Vegas trip was pretty funny.
That was pretty funny.
That's a tough one. But the Britt Baker waxing Tony, that was pretty funny too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those two. I'd go with the Britt Baker waxing Tony.
Best.
Johnny Elite chose the Vegas trip. I mean, the couple of those were really good. Those two were really good. I mean, it was tough to decide on which one.
Best Twitter follow.
Steel Cage takes it, I think.
MJF, Orange Cassidy, Britt Baker, or Nyla Rose. MJF.
Yeah, I get it.
His tweets are
I gotta go with MJF.
Stellar.
Let me know, y'all, is what if I created an AEW match with the Young Bucks, Moxley versus the Bullet Club. That'd be cool.
We then have breakout male star. We have Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin, Eddie Kingston, and John Silver.
Breakout male star.
Dude, John Silver gets my vote 100%. Like, I feel like I don't necessarily look at Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin, and Eddie Kingston as in, like, the breakout star category because I feel like they were already... I don't know. I just feel like they were sort of not established, but people knew who they were.
Yeah.
You know, and they knew what they were about.
Yeah.
And so if we're looking at somebody building from like the ground up over the last year, I feel like it needs to go to John Silver.
Yeah, probably.
He has worked his butt off to build this character that he has and to like it's just
give me a whole yeah saying Darby. I mean that's just it. I mean three of these guys could win it.
Three of these guys could win it?
Yeah.
Not Eddie Kingston.
No, I don't think Eddie Kingston wins. Silver would win it if you're look at being the elite. But if you're just talking about Dynamite, it's Darby Allin.
But I also
which
feel
is
like
why
Orange
I think
Cassidy, but also Orange Cassidy though, dude.
Yeah, I know, but
Orange
I just
Cassidy
think
has also had
I think Darby wins it.
This is really tough.
It's the first year in Minneapolis.
Well, I understand that, but do you know what I mean though? Like people already knew who Eddie Kingston were. People had already heard of Orange Cassidy.
The Garf Gurt solo was funny from Sammy, and it wasn't on the list. I know that was another good one. Futuristic. It was a good one too. Give me a whole yeah. I chose the Debonair personally. It was good too, but I just don't. Yeah, it's like a couple of these are really good. It's got to be Darby. Yes. John is the longest reigning champ. John Moxley. Yep. I feel like Kenny gonna beat it sooner or later. He will. He will get beat. He'll beat the record. I agree.
All right,
I hit the like button. We appreciate that.
Breakout female star. Anna Jay, Ty Conti, Big Swole, Penelope Ford, or Hikaru Shida.
It is 5 o'clock in the morning in the UK.
This one is,
What is this one?
Breakout
Female Star. Okay, why...
I don't know, though.
Explain to me why Britt Baker's not on here.
I don't know.
I would go with Anna Jay.
That's what I would say, too, because I feel like...
No.
Shida...
Big Swole, if they would have used her more, she probably would have been.
Penelope Ford hasn't done jack squat.
No.
Ty Conti hasn't been there long enough to do
She's your champion, but it hasn't done much. I would say Anna Jay just because, again, I think it goes back to being the elite, and I think that's the thing. Let's see.
Bleacher Report pay-per-view moment of the year.
Do y'all remember when Tony Hawk was on AEW with Darby? Yes. They knew, but they have increased their stock from where they were to where they have gotten to. Yeah, due to his Green Power Ranger look. What are we talking about here? I'm totally lost. There's probably something back up top.
I'd go Britt. Why is she in there, but Britt isn't? I don't know. You got me. So then we have the Bleacher Report pay-per-view moment of the year. We have the Stadium Stampede. We have Jon Moxley wins the AEW World Championship. We have Shida wins the AEW Women's Championship. We have Kenny Omega and Adam Page defeating the Young Bucks. We have Darby Allin beating Cody Rhodes for the TNT title. And we have the Young Bucks win the AEW World Tag Team titles. For me, hands down, the Kenny Omega and Hangman Page versus the Young Bucks.
What's this?
Breakout. No, just kidding. Bleacher Report pay-per-view moment of the year. The Kenny Omega and Adam Page versus the Young Bucks. That gets my vote. That match was phenomenal.
It was, but I gotta go with the Stadium Stampede.
That was a phenomenal tag team match, and I love tag team wrestling.
The Stadium Stampede I think, is my choice, just because of stuff that happened in it.
That was really good too, but I feel like for different reasons, because the Stadium Stampede match and the Omega Hangman Young Bucks match, they were two very different things.
Yeah.
The Young Bucks Hangman Omega match was a tag team match. That's what that was. Yeah. And the Stadium Stampede thing was more of a
How you doing, Clark?
It was like the cinematic match.
Yeah.
And that was really good too. But again, like I said, Kenny Omega, Adam Page,
Ian,
Young Bucks.
Jack and Gimme Hole Yeah podcast, they don't sleep. They're vampires. They do sleep just during the day. They go back to their coffins and open them up, and they sleep in their coffin.
Yeah.
But it's no big deal. All
That's
right.
stupid. You have to
Put in the Wrestle Story gmail.com.
Okay.
There.
We voted.
Which was the better show tonight? Little Fettuccine, we couldn't tell you because we did not watch NXT.
Well, yeah, we didn't.
We only watched AEW tonight.
Yep.
We have decided we're just doing AEW shows on Wednesdays just because it's a lot easier to just watch one show than trying to... We're not like Jack, where we can keep an eye on one show, take notes, and then watch the news all at the same time.
Right,
Britt
folks.
made me stop watching AEW. The only people I enjoyed was Matt Hardy, FTR, Penelope Ford, Kip Sabian, Abaddon, Orange Cassidy, but Britt ruined it. Why? What's wrong with Futuristic? What's wrong with Britt Baker? I think she has come a long way. She went from being terrible to, I think that she might be one of the... If they had a most improved performer...
It would be Britt.
I would say Britt, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
Not even close.
I agree. So, folks, now it's time for what you all have been waiting for me to talk about. Le Buffoon. Chris Jericho.
Did Ant just time out?
No,
Jack.
It was Jack.
Jack timed out Ian.
It was Jack. It was Jack. He was tired of answering questions. He was like, I need a minute, dude! Anyways, it's time to talk about Le Buffoon. Chris Jericho, who apparently, back in September, he says that he tested positive for COVID.
Wonder where he got that.
Couple issues with this statement. One, okay? You did it to yourself because you, a couple weeks prior, did a lovely little concert with people. And you were like, oh, well, we were, like, not even near the crowd. And, yeah, we just put on a concert because COVID, fake news. It's a hoax. Well, then you proceeded to get COVID. And then you proceeded to not say anything about it. You proceeded to still be on television after, like, this is what legitimately makes no sense to me, was that if you tested positive for COVID, I said, when this happened, I said, you know what, Tony Khan should put his foot down and say, I don't give a flying fig who you are, Jericho. I don't care if you believe in COVID or not. You just held yourself a super spreader event, and you are not welcome at AEW for the next several weeks while you sit home in quarantine. Shoo-shoo. But he didn't do that. He was on that show, like, later that week.
Yes.
I don't know when he tested positive. He said September. But he was, like, on television! What? You're a freaking idiot, Jericho. You are a freaking idiot. And you're a buffoon. And, you're dumb. And you're stupid to sit there and say, oh, well, COVID is a hoax. It's a hoax, okay? I got COVID, and I didn't have any symptoms whatsoever. So it's gotta be a hoax. Like, I was really surprised that I tested positive. No, you just have yourself a case of the stupids, okay? Like, you are dumb! Somebody needs to smack some sense into him. I volunteered to go first. Punch you in the nose.
Well, I have a concert in the middle of a pandemic. Good question.
Because it's stupid! Stupid! Yeah. Like, I don't understand it. Why must you be dumb? Well, because apparently it's, you know, in your DNA. I don't know. But you're a buffoon. And I have lost so much respect for you.
Well, and then the fact that he just blows it off. Like,
and the fact that he goes out spouting that crap to all of his people that follow him, it's no different than, like, anybody else that's out there doing that.
Why does Jericho just say dumb toast? Good question, Jack. I mean, the fact that he doesn't care about anybody else, really. Because it's all about him. Like, you know, doctors and people have been saying, you better take this serious because it may not affect you, but you're going to give it to someone that's going to get, like, sick from this and die. And so the whole idea behind just going and doing what you want to do just seems kind of crazy.
Oh, none of it's real. None of it's
all fake. When you have 4,000 people dying a day from this, it got real fast. And people that don't have to die. You know, we're going to be at 400,000 people dead. More than, you know, most of our wars that we've been involved in. That people thumped their chest about and talked about, well, I'm a great American, you gotta be American to defend ourselves. Yet we're cool with killing each other. I mean, obviously, look at what happened, you know, at the Capitol last week. So, it's kind of the way we are. It's more trying to make notes and keep focus to be able to talk about it on a show. It's a pretty tough task. Passive viewing is fine, but note making makes it really tough. It does. That's the one thing about it. When you're trying to pay attention to try and talk about the show and make sure that you're talking about the show, it makes it really tough. Jericho hair is nice, like I miss the old Jericho. Yeah, he is an old Jericho right now.
See, the thing that angers me is not only the fact that Jericho's stupid, but the fact that, like, Tony Khan didn't, I don't know. I feel like he should have blasted him and been like, okay, look here, buffoon. You want to go do the stupid concert thing, fine, but you're not welcome at AEW while you're doing that. As long as you're going to be an idiot about things, we don't want you at the shows. You're risking not only your health, I mean, whatever, fine, you want to risk your health? Fine. But you're not going to come to our company, our show, and infect all of our people with COVID. You're not going to do it. So we don't want you at our shows as long as you're out doing this. That's what he should have done. That's what Tony Khan should have done. And should have put out a statement saying something like that. AEW should have, but they didn't. And it really annoys me.
Yeah.
Because Jericho deserves it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. How come you didn't get upset about Drew getting it when he got it? Because he went to a party. I think Maven did. I mean, right now it's, talking about how stupid people are.
I never really saw anything about Drew McIntyre going to a party. I never really saw anything about that.
Yeah. I get the COVID will destroy the universe, but my mom always assures me the chance of COVID destroying the universe is on a scale of 0 to 100 is 0. It may not destroy the universe, Clark. The problem is it's going to kill somebody.
There's people dying that don't need to die. There are people that are perfectly fine before this, and they're getting COVID, they are either coming out of it with serious health conditions that they're going to have to deal with for the rest of their lives, and they're going to have to deal with those, or they're just dying. And it didn't have to be that way. But we're too stupid to figure stuff out. We don't care. People, Americans, everywhere, people, human beings, don't care. It's been made abundantly clear that people don't care. And that's the sad thing about it. But as long as you can go out and do your concert and have your party and hang with your friends and be all good and fine and dandy, that's just great.
Well, think about it. People blew a gasket about 9/11 when we had 3,000 people die. We had 3,000 people die at 9/11, and everybody was like, Americans, America needs to protect itself. And we
have a 9/11 every day.
We need to do the things we have to protect ourselves. And now we're having a 9/11 every day from this disease, and it's no big deal. And the thing is, there's things you can do to protect yourself and others. And there's too many out there that don't do anything to protect themselves. They wear no mask. They don't care. And then they act like it's no big deal. And then they sit here and go, I'm pro-life. No, you're not. Don't tell me you're pro-life. You get COVID, you give it to someone else because you chose not to wear a mask, and then they die. That's not pro-life. Because you can do things to prevent someone else from getting sick, or at least lower the chances of them getting sick. And when you don't do that, it screws everything up. And so when you have people that are just selfish and don't care about anybody else, that's where the problem lies. I won't destroy the universe, Clark, but will kill people who don't have to die. Imagine someone you love being taken away from you too soon. It's horrible for the people who have to deal with the loss. And there's people that have lost 3 or 4 people in their family from this. When you're losing 3 or 4 people in the family to it, it's just stupid.
That's the thing about it. You can go out and do your parties and do your concerts and do your huge gatherings, getting together with whoever you want to get together with. But when you're done with that and you go home, you take the virus to your dad, your mom, your grandma, your grandpa, they get the virus and they die, that's on you. That is your fault. You did that. You didn't have to go out and party. You didn't have to go hang out with your friends. You didn't have to do any of it. No. You chose to do that. You chose to make the wrong decision, and now such and so is dead because of it. Good job. I don't get it.
People do get sick from wearing the mask, but the people that are getting sick from wearing their masks, a lot of the people aren't wearing their masks right.
Not wearing them properly.
Because or they wear it and they do this and they move it around and everything else, and now you've got the stuff on your hands.
I've worn a face mask for the last
3 years.
Nearly 3 years. I've worn a face mask for the last 3 years. I have gotten sick maybe one time with the sniffles, and that was it. Because I wear a mask when I go out because I'm immunocompromised. and I've gotten sick maybe one time. So don't tell me that masks don't work. I am literal proof that masks do work if you do the right things.
I've come home from school sick, and as soon as I come home, if I'm sick, she'll put a mask on, and like she said, I think she's been sick one time in 3 years.
So
you can call me Mister Gleen, gamer guy. The mask to prevent others being sick. Yes, the mask helps protect everybody. Mm-hmm. Quick question: how are a plastic barrier and a face shield supposed to protect you from COVID?
I don't know.
It doesn't, but what it does do, if you wear the mask with it, the face shield prevents anything that may be coming out of the mask. The face shield blocks it.
Well, the thing about the face shield...
So it helps in the fact... But if you're just wearing the face shield...
But the thing about it that makes no sense
just
to me,
wearing the face
like,
shield, I don't know. People that just wear the face shield, I don't get.
It doesn't make sense to me because the face shield is not protecting you. It's just in front of your face. You still have an open area under the bottom and up at the top. So anything can get underneath of it. And so it's like, it makes no sense to me, like, why that's a thing. And why people are like, oh, the face shields or whatever. Like, I don't know. Wear a mask.
Chris, we didn't watch NXT tonight, so we haven't seen it yet. By the way, how you doing? My mom lost her aunt and nephew to it. Yeah, it's just it. I mean, if you don't take it serious,
if masks didn't work, surgeries would be death factories. Yep. That's something that Mom has said a lot. She's like, okay, all you people who don't want to wear masks, go ahead and tell your doctors next time you go to the doctors, you don't want them to wear any protective gear. No face mask, no glasses, goggles, don't wear any scrubs, don't wear any gloves. Just come in with your street clothes and perform surgery on me because masks do nothing.
Yeah.
That stuff does nothing.
Hey, it's starting, John.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things that if you deny it, you're part of the problem. Mm-hmm. Which is right now why you have hospitals being overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's why you've had elective surgeries canceled and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we could fix this. I mean, obviously Australia figured out how to, slow it down.
We have just chosen not to. The particular government that we have had in charge has wanted to not do anything about it. Pretend like he's doing something about it. Say he's doing something about it, but do absolutely nothing. And just kind of sweep it under the rug and pretend it's not even there.
Yeah. Every time I leave the house, I see at least one or two people outside, and they're not wearing masks. Well, John Elite, around here, it used to be, I would say it used to be probably... Until our state had a semi-mask mandate, mm-hmm. I would say you would see about 9 out of 10 people not wearing masks.
Yeah.
It's been better now. I would say it's probably around 8 out of 10 people are wearing masks now. There was someone in the convenience store not wearing a mask. Now I have to go take a test. All I was doing is getting a lottery ticket. We have morons here. James, there's morons everywhere. People just don't care.
Yeah, yours isn't the only terrible government, TBH. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's... It's just... None of it's good. And nobody's doing anything about it. And it's ridiculous.
I can sit here and I can blame the government, right? And we've handled it terribly. I think our government has terribly handled it, terrible. President should have been, first thing, we need to shut down... This isn't going to be 50 states.
No, but it's all about the economy and keeping businesses running. Not about keeping people alive to go to those said businesses and buy things. When everybody's dead, you won't need to worry about your stupid businesses.
The thing is the people that don't, Los Angeles right now is being hammered. And part of that is because a lot of the people didn't believe in COVID. So they would go out even when they were in lockdown. And so, what good's it going to do? And everybody goes, well, look, the mask didn't work. Lockdown didn't work. Well, that's because you had idiots going out and, spreading this stuff. So, when you have morons doing that, there's the problem. The other person isn't going to do anything either. Yeah, I can't breathe in the mask. Well, gamer guy, the thing is can you breathe with a ventilator on you?
I don't ever want to hear that statement from anybody either, dude. Putting on a mask doesn't change whether you can breathe or not. That's like, there have literally been tests done. There have literally been tests done by people that are like, with different masks on. The N95, just like the paper ones or whatever those are, like the you know what I'm talking about, like the blue ones, the paper masks, you know, like you get in the hospital. Cloth face masks. People have done breathing tests. None of it changes. It's all the same. It's just people being babies about things.
Yeah, that's it. John Elite, that's just it. The people that don't follow, the guidelines, which is the huge issue here. And, you know, people have died that didn't need to die. Mm-hmm. We'll be around here, we will probably be around 450,000 people dead by the middle of February. And, you know, sitting here saying that a mask doesn't help, I can't breathe in a mask. Well, doctors wear them all the time. So it's not like it's, you know, something that you can't wear. There's masks out there that you can wear that you can wear that aren't going to stop you from breathing. It does suck. It does suck wearing a mask. Here's the thing. If you can prevent it from killing somebody, and if anybody ever says anything to me about a mask, I've said this before, I'm stripping down.
I will punch you in the nose.
No, I'm not punching anybody in the nose.
I will punch you in the nose first, and then you can do whatever you want to do.
I'm not punching anybody in the nose. I'm just going to strip down naked. And I'm going to say, these clothes, I've been wearing these now my entire life, and I feel that they have just been against my rights. Because I just feel like I can't breathe with my clothes on. My body, I need the air hitting my body, and I have to walk around here with these clothes on. So, you know, it's one of those things where if I can prevent someone from dying, then you do it. I'll wear the mask until the COVID stuff is over. You have to. I mean, it's one of those things that if you don't, someone's going to die. Like I said, I talked about it a couple weeks ago. One of the students at my school, her dad died. Mm-hmm. You know, 50 years old. And her dad died. Because someone chose not to wear a mask.
I've been waiting for someone to say something to me about masks. So bring it on. I am telling you, dude. Somebody says anything to me, you will have no nose. Because it will be squished in. Because I will have punched you with my fist.
Yeah. Buy a Hulkamania mask from Redbubble. So comfy and cool.
I wear a mask. They can steam up my glasses.
Yeah.
Abs. Usually do.
Ant people should wear Kane's old mask. That's super protection. My best friend's lost her sister to COVID-19 and her sister to cancer. It's just it, John. Now it's one of those things where people need to take this serious. And if they don't, there's a problem. I can't wear a mask. I can't breathe. Right, Mr. G? Air bath time. That's right. Stripping down, man. You can't wear a mask. I can't wear clothes. Me not wearing clothes is not going to kill you. Except for you laughing, probably. And then that's just you being stupid and laughing at me because I'm naked walking around.
The disposable ones. Yeah, the disposable ones. Like the, you know, the...
What about social distance? You all do that? James, you know, when I go into a store, because we rarely go into a store now because we usually do the pickup as much as possible. Mm-hmm. But every now and then I do have to go in and buy, you know, like a single thing, like, you know, a gallon of milk or something like that. And when I go into a store, I try and avoid everybody. I try to stay away from everybody. Mm-hmm. How many vaccines do we need to take? You need to get 2.
Yep.
And they need to be like 21 days apart or something like that. I just adjust them and wait for the fog to clear. Jack, if you were around me and said anything to me about wearing a mask, you'd want your glasses to fog up, so you know. Because I'd be stripping down naked in front of you. Going back to wrestling. Kayla Braxton Harris. She didn't say anything, and Vince got mad at AJ Styles when AJ announced he had it. Yeah, it happens. I wear a mask even at work because we have to, but what I don't like is when I work outside, I don't have it on when I'm taking a break or to breathe or drink water. Old people get mad and say to put it on. I'm like, well, I think the thing is that it just depends, Chris. I think the one thing about it is they found that there are studies, the 6 feet distance that they told us. The only reason they told us 6 feet distance because if they had told us 15 feet or 20 feet that they've actually seen where this can travel, people go, oh, no, I'm definitely not following that rule. Like 6 feet's bad enough. Yeah. So the 20 feet rule, they would be like, screw that. I got my rights. There it is. So.
I don't know. Anyways. Holy crap nuggets. No one is asking anyone to live in their basement. Wear the goddamn mask at the end. But the mask doesn't do anything. People just gotta stay away from sick people. But that's where you're wrong, homie. Okay? Yeah, you are wrong. And,
hang on. Here. Let me tell you something, gamer guy. We here in our state, we had a major outbreak. It was like getting really bad.
It's true. Someone told you.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
It was getting really bad here. Okay. We had people dying. We had a lot of people dying. They put a mask mandate in, and our numbers dropped. They came way down. And all because people were told to wear a mask. Now, was everybody wearing one? No. But it went from like 10% of the people wearing a mask to 90% of the people wearing a mask. And it stopped your breathing from going out and killing somebody else. Yes, you will still have to wear a mask futuristic until everybody is vaccinated. You need proof that it works? There is a video. Go to YouTube. Actually, go look up, I believe it was Florida International University actually did a study on it. And I could be wrong on the university. There've been a couple universities that have done a study on masks and what they've done. And if you go check, there's a couple of universities that have actually done studies on this, and they have found that the masks do stop your breath from coming out. Now, the reason masks may not work is because people are doing this, okay? They're grabbing their mask and they're moving their mask around. Well, because people say stupid stuff. I believe somebody told you. But people don't pay attention.
Because people are dumb, okay? And people are dumb.
Governments are doing terrible at handling this. Australia, I think, has handled this pretty well. Them and New Zealand. New Zealand, see, the problem is we have got no trace. We've got no way of tracing anything. Our contact tracing has been terrible. Like, really, really bad. Australia, I think it was Australia or New Zealand, one of the two, traced it back to, they traced all the way back to a button on an elevator. They traced it back all the way to that button. And so they when beat me to it. when you're able to trace it back like that, that's nuts. And the fact that we don't have that, like, we have no contact tracing at all. We have we have over 90 counties in our state, and we don't have 90 contact tracers. How are you going to track where that's at? It's not going to happen. Governments are doing terrible handling the virus. I'm not playing, guys. Y'all can have your opinions, but not on this.
Okay, but the difference is here. This is not an opinion, bro.
Dang, I thought Jack
This isn't an opinion, okay? All this crap about people, I've seen so much stuff where everybody's like, well, don't let this one opinion of what your friend thinks, but, like, don't let it ruin your friendship. No, this isn't a example. Don't do it. You will be gone.
The big thing is it's not about being paranoid about the virus. It's the fact that I don't think people want to die. And there have been a lot of people that have died that don't need to die.
Yeah.
Because people just haven't cared.
And that's the issue.
And with the new strands that they found that being more contagious, it's made things more difficult. And the fact that we haven't done what it takes to take care of this, when all they ask you to do is wear a mask. You know? Not hard to do. It's not taking away anybody's rights. Wear a mask. It's pretty simple. I've seen people that go hunting that sit there and don't want to wear a mask. And I'm like, dude, you go out and you sit for hours in a blind with a mask on your face and you won't wear a mask to protect people when you go to the grocery store?
Don't ever sit there and tell me, oh, well, I don't want to wear a mask, and it's my right, and so why don't you just sit at home if you're so paranoid about things? No, why don't you just take your butt home, take your maskless butt home, and you stay there, while all the normal people who want to follow the rules go out and do what they need to do, not trying to get everybody sick. Like, why don't you take your non-believing butt home and stay there?
Well, the thing is, maybe if we start charging people with this virus, if you get enough contact traces, like I said, New Zealand traced it back to a button on an elevator. And if we get enough contact tracers and you start tracing this back, it's no different than me walking out and just starting to shoot a gun just randomly and killing people or injuring people. When we were just out of the lockdown, my friend asked me to go to the mall with him. I'm like, dude, we're in the middle of a pandemic and you want to go to the mall? Dude, I put my health first, then this crap. Yeah, OMG rights. I believe we have the right to not let you kill me or my family. That's just it. I mean, I don't understand it.
That's what I'm saying to anybody who's like, well, it's my
how
right.
Is this
it's
any?
my right. I don't have to wear a mask.
How is it any different that if you can do something to prevent something from happening by simply putting on a mask? How is that taking away anybody's rights?
Because they're snowflakes.
Again, I'll go back to wearing clothes. Why do I have to wear clothes? Me not wearing clothes is not going to hurt anybody. Yet, they tell me it's a law that I have to wear clothes. Why? No shirt, no shoes, no service? Why? It's not hurting anybody.
No mask, no service? And you're going to raise a fuss about that? Really?
I don't get it. When, you can walk into a store, when the simple thing is, put a mask on. It's all about mitigating the spread of the virus. Masks aren't 100% cool, but if they're 95% and you can save a life, why wouldn't you do it? Mitigate, don't lick people. Yeah, that's just it. They're not 100%, but good night, Ian. But they're not.
It's not like they don't work either.
It's better to be 95% effective than no % effective. Some people are overreacting though.
But I feel like,
dude,
how is it overreacting though? No, but how is it overreacting though? Because I'm sitting here going, I'm an immunocompromised person, and if I have to go out and do things that a normal person would do, such as going, to get their groceries from the store, or going to do whatever they got to do if they have to go work a job because they don't have a choice. And you're sitting there and you're wearing your mask, but other people around you are like, no, I don't want to. And this particular person who is immunocompromised is like worried about getting this virus, and he's like, dude, just wear your mask. Can you wear your mask?
Here's the thing.
It is a literal F you to me, bro. Like, don't even sit there and like overreacting. No! Overreacting because I want to live? Don't think so.
Here's the thing. In our area, there's 20 counties around in our area. There were 5 people that died from the flu last year. 5. Over the last 5 years, there have been like 37 people that have died from the flu. In our area, with all the 20 counties in our area, just over the last 9 months, there have been like 250 people that have died or more. It might be more than that now. From COVID. Mm-hmm. I had a kid in my class, one of the kids that were from my class. Her dad got this and died. 50 years old, died. Something that didn't have to happen. And, you know, that kid now doesn't have her dad. Cannot have her dad. Doesn't get to see her dad at all. One of the people I work with, her dad died. He was a little older. He's like 64. But he had no health conditions. No pre-existing conditions. Died from COVID. We're in a small area. Imagine how many people have been affected by this. It's crazy how many people sit here and don't think it's a big deal. And then the number of people that have died from this, when you're approaching 400,000 people dead in 9 months from this, there's a problem. And, you know, doing the simple things like wearing a mask, washing your hands, it's not like it's hard to do.
No, it isn't.
Let's go back up here. 20 seconds basics, sing the ABCs and wash away the germs. We've been taught that since kindergarten. Yes, I'm having cataract surgery on the 20th. I'm having second thoughts about it. James, I know when we take Maven to the hospital for infusions, I don't know how the hospitals are there, but they're pretty good about, checking stuff and asking questions and things like that. I washed my hands more than 20 seconds before and never gotten sick. COVID didn't even get to me. The thing is futuristic. Like I said, Maven's wore a mask the last 3 years. But prior to wearing a mask, Maven would get sick every year because I would bring something home from school.
Yeah.
And since she started wearing the mask about 3 years ago, she's been sick maybe once. Maybe. But she wears a mask even before COVID. She was wearing a mask when I'd come home with the flu. She would wear a mask and she wouldn't get sick. And that we were in the same house. You know? The other kids in the house would get sick. Mrs. Gleen would get sick because they weren't wearing masks. She wore a mask, didn't get sick. Now we separated. I didn't come out of my room, you know, or whoever was sick stayed in their room. Mm-hmm. But Maven didn't get sick. So anyone that wants to sit here and say the masks don't work, I've seen it work for the last 3 years. Good night, Ian. I keep saying this time and time again, just because we got a vaccine, that doesn't mean we should stop following CDC guidelines. No, we shouldn't.
Dude, people are putting way. Okay,
you're gonna have to work.
People
are
putting way too much hope into this whole vaccine thing, and like, yeah, that's cool and fine, but like, and we can get the vaccine, but nothing is 100% effective. You need to do everything that you possibly can to keep yourself safe, keep other people safe, and just because you've had the vaccine doesn't mean that you need to stop wearing a mask or stop socially distancing. It doesn't make a difference. You need to continue doing that, because if you don't, people are going to continue getting sick.
Yeah. That's just it. I mean, it's one of those things that, until we lay the hammer down on this, Australia did it. China did it. I know that people go, well, China all started in China. Well, once China figured it out, they started to lay the hammer down, and they've squashed it. And they do have flare-ups, and then they have to shut back down. Australia's had to shut back down. But they're not shutting down the whole country. They're just shutting down the areas where the stuff is, like, spiking. And they figured out how to handle it.
My sons are essential workers? Yeah, and both of them are immunocompromised.
Yeah.
Both my brothers. My one brother has Crohn's, and my other brother has ulcerative colitis. And my one brother is on medication, the same medication that I'm on. And he, like Mrs. G said, he has been tested 3 times for COVID. And it's nerve-wracking. You
were sick for 6 weeks, futuristic, and felt better with COVID. I also locked down myself. Yeah, I mean, you just got to watch, you know, it's one of those things. we have to wait to see how long immunity lasts with the vaccines before we can stop masks. Yeah, I mean, that's just it. You got to wait and see what's going to happen with it. Are we getting a Mr. G air bath or not? Damn it.
Ant is really like...
Ant, what are you saying? You want to see me naked? I think Jack said, no, we don't want to see that.
Oh, man. Ant, don't encourage him. Oh, man. So,
we wear our masks all the time. We went for a walk today. We wore masks.
Yeah.
We weren't around anybody until we got downtown, and then we were around some people, but we wore our masks.
It's not hard to do. It's not hard to do.
I don't know how they made a vaccine within years. It takes years of research and tests kind of suspect, but plus there's always side effects to vaccine. There are. I think that the thing is they found, because of technology, this vaccine is a little bit different than other vaccines.
Well, and the thing about it, there's always side effects with any vaccine. There's side effects with the flu vaccine. There's side effects with whatever vaccine you want to get. There's always side effects.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is this vaccine, this particular vaccine, they're using because of technology, they found a way to use what do they call it? The RH factor or something like that. So it's like technology. It's like phones. You know, the fact that your phone, I mean, you know, the iPhone is what, 10 years old? 10 years ago, 11 years ago, people would have never even thought about having an iPhone. You know, a phone that could take pictures. Like good pictures.
Yeah.
The fact that you can get your email, everything, you got a computer in your hand. It's one of those things that technology helps it grow. And, you know, the technology has allowed this to happen. And there's no guarantee on this vaccine, but they felt they had to get something out to the people because of what was happening. When you have people dying, you need to figure out a way to stop it, especially when you have people that don't care. I think I've learned the trick to mostly stop mask fogging up glasses.
I've learned tricks too.
Jack, you left me. So what did you do?
Well, if you you put the mask on. I have found that if you put the mask on and you either tie up the ends a little bit, or you twist them, they don't get so gappy at the top, so then it like fogs up your glasses.
We could have a special appearance from Mr. G on onlyads.com. Oh man.
Nobody wants that. Anyways.
The
other thing?
What was the other thing somebody asked about?
Trump.
Oh, Trump.
The impeachment.
What do I think about Trump and the impeachment?
Trump. Well, let me tell you, I think Republicans are stupid. That's what I think. I think that all of them that were voting today are stupid. And their logic behind anything that they've ever said is stupid and ridiculous. Now, the impeachment of Donald Trump.
Pin the mask right to your nose with your glasses.
I mean, you know, take it away.
That's interesting.
The impeachment of Donald
Trump. So
Trump.
if these vaccines were already in the works, that means the virus were already unleashed on us. No, but the thing is about the virus. The thing
COVID,
is virus.
The
here's
coronavirus was a thing like before. I swear to you, it was on the bleach wipes. There was something like that where it said something about the coronavirus, but it's not this type of a strain.
Yeah, because there's different strains of coronavirus.
This is something that we've never seen before.
This just happens to be a different strain than what they've seen. So they've had other vaccines for coronaviruses. Mm-hmm. And so what they did was they took, the vaccines that they had from other coronaviruses and they tweaked them to use against these particular vaccines or these particular viruses. So it's not like, they're starting out from complete zero. It's like the iPhone. They redo the iPhone, every year, every couple of years. Mm-hmm. They're not redoing the iPhone. They're just making it better. And so, they just tweak the virus or the vaccine to try and kill this virus. Mm-hmm. And, the reason that it was able to get sped out so fast is because of the fact they did have this base to be able to get it out there. Your makeup looks awesome. Jordan?
Thank you.
What about mine? He didn't even say anything about my makeup.
It does look really good, though.
I'm like, I just feel like I'm,
My lines are really sharp and they look really even. That doesn't always happen. So, anyways.
I just can't believe that,
Coronavirus vaccine development was happening in U.S. labs until Trump shut the program down in 2017 and rerouted that funding elsewhere.
Yes. Yep. I heard coronavirus is just a form of SARS. It is, which is the thing is that's just it. It's all of these diseases. There's really no new. The viruses are new in a sense that they've mutated and changed. Mm-hmm. And so which is why we're able to go back and look at some of the vaccines that we've had, and now we've turned this into the educational stuff. So we've used the vaccines that we've had in the past, mm-hmm. and we use now to help and guide us towards fighting this particular virus. Your makeup looks awesome, Mr. G. Well, thank you, Futuristic.
He really tried.
Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate that.
Really tried.
It's like...
GOP who voted for the impeachment are only doing so to make their party electable before the 2024 general election.
I would say that, Jack, but I think a couple of them were, fed up with him.
Yeah, I feel like a couple of them are... Not that I'm giving them any passes, because they're all, ridiculous, and they've, the thing that makes no sense to me is, these people have lasted the last 4 years of this stupid Trump administration, okay? All of these people. Everybody. Not just,
Oh, Jack. Did you read what he said?
No.
Mr. G, your makeup is okay, but if you get naked, I'll call the police.
You do that, Jack.
I'm going to sleep right now. Good night, Ian, again.
He said that 15 times.
I think he's sleep typing right now.
But anyways, all these people that are finally jumping ship off of the Trump train, it's dude, you've lasted the last 4 years. Why are all of a sudden, you're well, this is bad. I mean, yeah, he's bad. He's been bad from the beginning. It just took you 4 years to realize it. Because you're a buffoon.
Yeah. SARS are mostly in older people, but I guess it gets out of control and it doesn't matter what age, but less among children. It is. I mean, the younger you are, the better chance you have of living. But here's the problem, Chris. We've let this run wild, and now it's mutated. And if it mutates into something that could affect younger people more, that's not good.
It's already affecting.
And so the whole idea that just letting it run wild is not a good idea, because it can mutate. And when it mutates, it could start affecting younger people, because this virus is doing things to try and basically it's trying to do the most damage it can do. Okay? Mm-hmm. And if it's not getting to young people the way it wants to, this virus could change, and then we have a new strain that's going to potentially become worse for younger people. So even though younger people are surviving this right now, doesn't mean that, if we let this continue to run wild, that there won't be a strain that doesn't get released and this virus changes. Doesn't mean it's not going to get worse for younger people.
Well, the other thing about it that, I don't understand is, why are we okay with all these... I mean, why are we okay with anybody dying?
Yeah.
To the virus?
Yeah.
Old people, young people, middle-aged people. Why is any of it okay?
Yeah. Zoonotic viruses disease happens when we encroach on areas where there have only been animals. There are other undiscovered viruses still out there, I'm sure. Oh, yeah, there's other viruses out there. And it's all because, you cut down forests, you cut down things, you take over the animals' land, and this is what's going to happen. Most people identified with SARS were previously healthy adults aged 25 to 70 years. Yes.
Actually, Raven, he's a moron. So, Mr. G, your thoughts on the impeachment of Donald Trump?
Oh, the impeachment of Donald Trump. The thing is when you have a president who has been stoking the flames of his base for so long, And it's not just in the last, week.
No, he's been doing it for
It's been going on for the last 4 years.
4 years.
Actually, probably 5.5 years. Because from the beginning, he talked about, the media is not good. The other side is not good. It's not good if you walk out in the sun because you turn into an orange Cheeto like me. I made that up at the last part, so don't. When you do those things and you do it enough, it becomes a problem. Before the election even took place, he was
spouting crap,
talking about the election being rigged.
Yep.
Like, dude, the election hasn't even happened. What are you talking about? How is something rigged when it hasn't even happened? I don't get it. It can't be rigged if it hasn't happened yet. So, it's one of those things. Don't be stupid. Pull your head out of your butt. You put yourself in this position. And for the Republicans that are sitting there backing him, you're just dumb. You are part of the problem.
And that's what I was saying, is like all of these Republicans that are suddenly like, well, this is no good. I mean, like, okay, I'm glad you finally realized that, but you're like 4 years too late. Because he's been doing this crap for the last 4 years, and you've been sitting there going, oh, this is fine, or not saying anything at all, which is just letting him continue doing the stupid crap that he's doing. And now, finally, they're like, all right, it's time to get rid of him. A week before he's supposed to leave. Which, like...
Well, the whole idea behind this is
so he can't be
prevent him to
elected again,
being able
which
to run again.
I think is smart. But
yeah.
At the same time, it's like, I don't understand. Like, and all of his staffers and everybody that are finally just like, I gotta get out of here. Like, dude, you sat around for 4 years.
Yeah.
While he was doing all of these, like, stupid things. Those were fine. But now I just can't do it anymore.
Yeah. I just don't know. Chris says, well, all these people gatherings that will hit younger people, it's weird because months ago our church wasn't affected, but now it seems like at least 75% of my church has the virus and all tested positive. I won't be going back for a while then. That's just it. I mean, when it hits, it's going to hit hard. And like I said, it's if this virus mutate, and there's no guarantees that people can't get it again. There have been people that have gotten it a second time. Mm-hmm. And do you want to walk around not being able to smell or taste anything? Even if it doesn't kill you. Mm-hmm. Do you want to walk around? Do you want to be one of the 20% of the people that they're finding that can't smell or taste anything?
Yeah. No
I'm thinking I want to be able to taste my food when I eat it.
Can I be honest? I don't really understand the impeachment. However, I feel like this is just free press for him and a wonderful way for the Republicans to say they did everything they could to get him out. I don't think this is the best idea. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's weird because they were really hoping to get the 25th Amendment thing.
Here's
and
the
have
impeachment
Mike
thing.
Pence invoke that. But Mike Pence was never doing that because he's a spineless jellyfish and he doesn't want to rock the boat.
The impeachment thing is this, okay? A, he can never run again.
Which is helpful.
So, like, in 4 years from now, he can't run for president
again. And I mean, he's already been running his mouth about how he'll be back in 2020.
B, he doesn't get the $200,000 or $250,000 that all presidents get every year. So he doesn't get that payment anymore. That will end if they find, if he ends up being found guilty. Mm-hmm. C, we will not be paying for security for him. Mm-hmm. He will have to find his own security. He'll have to find someone else to protect him if he wants to be protected. We will not be protecting him.
Shouldn't be protecting
him. The American people will not be paying to protect him. The other thing is the fallout from this it's affecting his family right now. I've read some stories where Ivanka and Jared aren't very happy because the Trump name has been affected. And so they may be looking at not being able to make money.
People don't want to work with them. They had Trump's bank, his bank, wherever that was at,
yeah.
Not here, his foreign bank, has cut ties with him and doesn't want to work with him anymore. And there have been several other companies that have come out and gone, I don't want to work with anybody under the Trump name.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Don't want to do it. So none of this is gonna end well for them.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna, just like shed a
Ian,
tear.
Ian's not going to bed. He's just pretending like he is. I have a hunch. We all might have had the virus in some form. Like I have to say, in December 2019 through January 2020, I had the flu-like symptoms, but that was fine. That was literally weeks before it was called a pandemic. Possible. I mean, you may have had it, which then you have to wonder: did it come from China?
If it was already here, then
because maybe it didn't come from China. Maybe it came from here.
Crap that the president likes to spout.
I felt I haven't been sick of all of 2020, but it almost feels like my body gave out this December, but I tested negative, so I don't know. The thing about, we're glad you're okay right now, Chris. The thing about not getting sick, because people are wearing masks, the flu is down. It's so the flu, there's not as many people getting the flu, and so it's one of those things that because we're wearing masks, there's other things that we normally get every year that we're not getting, and it's because we're wearing masks. Mm-hmm. The problem is this virus is more contagious than some of those other things that we normally get, which is why it's very dangerous right now. Mm-hmm. So.
Okay, but if it doesn't work, it's not going to help the Democrats at all and just rile up the Republicans even more. And it seems like he's not getting impeached. If Trump was smart, he'd ask Pence to 25th him this morning. He'd presumably have avoided the impeachment trial.
He would have.
A lot of press to rile up the red hats. But I feel like all this crap about, there have been a lot of Republicans that are like, well, we just need unity and peace, and that's all we need. But, dude, we already don't have unity and peace, okay? We already don't have that. And not, just because, even if they didn't go through with this and didn't impeach him, there was still not going to be unity and peace. So, we can either not have unity and peace and, make it so Trump can never be elected to be a president ever again. Or we could, just, not and continue not having unity and peace. I mean, any way you look at it.
Well, you have
there's
two
no
options.
Unity and there's no peace.
Like I said, you have two choices. You can because if he can't run anymore, there's no point in him, and I'm not saying he's not going to do this because he may end up doing it anyway. He can't start his political campaign on the 21st. If he's impeached, he can't start a political campaign because he can't be president ever again. Yeah. If they find him guilty. Mm-hmm. And so the whole idea behind impeaching is not just about now. It's about the next 4 years.
Yeah.
And so, if you let him go, you're going to find that you may be in some serious trouble because the next 4 years he's going to be a pain in the butt.
He's already a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
But he's... it could be worse. And I mean, we've already seen what his supporters can do.
Again, Chris, you're probably not getting sick over the last year because people have been wearing masks. So there's not as much of that infection going around. But this virus is deadly. It's contagious. If we weren't wearing masks at all, we would probably have somewhere around 2 or 3 million people dead right now.
Yeah.
Think about that. 2 to 3 million Americans dead from this one disease.
Yeah, it's insanity.
Because people, because we may, if we weren't wearing masks at all, there would literally be 2 to 3 million people dead.
Yeah.
And counting.
Yeah.
Because you figure if 2% of the people are dying, you at 100 million people, that's 2 million people. And we still haven't reached herd immunity. So it's one of those things, you have to deal with. Here's the thing. Should he not be able to run? I know he's an idiot, but isn't that decision you should make as a country? once you are impeached and found guilty, you cannot ever run for president again. So if he was found guilty from his impeachment, he would never be. That's just one of the things. Is once you've been impeached, you can't run again. Oh my! Did he get timed out? Nighty. Ian went to sleep forever now, ladies and gentlemen. I feel Pence betrayed Trump, but if Trump is impeached, doesn't this mean Pence is president for a few days till the inauguration? That's how it works, right? He's been impeached, but they're not going to do the trial till after
Biden is elected.
Biden's
and
elected.
We get the Democratic, people in. Because Mitch McConnell's like, I don't want to do it, or whatever his problem is. So yeah.
So he can't. He will not. He'll be president till the 21st.
Yeah. No impeached person can even run can even run for anything. I think that's supposed to say ever. No impeached president can ever run for anything. But whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it has its perks, but also it's just like the amount of time that it's going to take, and it's going to maybe make it a bit more difficult for the incoming Biden administration. But I guess we'll just have to see. It's not probably the ideal situation that Biden wanted, but at the same time, it's saving us from ourselves in 4 years.
I think that's a big thing. It's just saving ourselves. That isn't constitutional if Pence isn't declared the president. The thing is, he's been impeached, but he hasn't been found guilty. Mm-hmm. So the impeachment starts in the House. They impeach him. They say, "Okay, we feel that that there's enough here that you've done this wrong." And then now, before he can be kicked out, mm-hmm. he has to go to trial, which will take place in the Senate. Yeah. So if you think about this, the House is kind of like the police, right? They do the research, they check things out, yeah. And then they send it to the Senate, who then the Senate decides, okay, is he guilty or not? Mm-hmm. Sting and Lance Archer, my favorite part of the show. Cool Hollow anniversary. Wait, so Pence is impeached with Trump? No, Pence is not impeached with Trump.
No.
But Trump has been impeached, but he isn't officially found guilty. Yeah. What they said was, okay, the House said, we feel there's enough evidence here to impeach you. Mm-hmm. So now you have to go to trial.
Mitch seems to not support Trump anymore. Yeah, that's what it sounds like, man. Yeah, I get that, but shouldn't your country decide if they want him to be president again? I'm not trying to be controversial. It's not saving yourself. It's a choice you should make with your vote. But the thing about it is, I think that
because the rules state, the Constitution states that if you were impeached and found guilty, this is in the Constitution. This is not like,
Well, yeah, but I think he gets
this
that.
This isn't the choice thing.
But I think what Ant is saying is like, well, why like go through all this trouble to like do that, and so he can just, if all of it's just for him to not be able to run for president.
Because over the next 4 years, here's the thing.
But the thing about it is though, is he has so many supporters, and if they're given the time to like, they just like lay low or whatever, and then they just all like pop up out of the blue in the next 4 years. And if Donald Trump were to run for president again and like, be the Republican person, we don't need to do what we did wrong 4 years ago. Yeah. Like, we don't need to do that again, because we already saw what was going to happen. And so I think it's, I don't want to say it's like the Democrats being afraid that he's going to run again and like win, but like with what's happened with his supporters, like coming out to the Capitol and totally destroying stuff, like they don't want that to happen again. And I guess it might be sort of like they're afraid that if he were to run again in 4 years, that could potentially happen again, and that could be potentially like what America is. And I don't think that they want that. You know? I don't want that. That's not cool. Not cool with me. So, you know, I don't know.
Do you think AEW and Impact will have a fight like how Raw was in NXT? I think it's going to be, they'll keep, I don't know that they'll do it that way. I think it'd be cool if they did, but I don't think they're going to. Hollow. Mm-hmm. I think if they did that, that'd be cool. By the way, where are you from, Hollow?
Unless this is all an act from Pence, he
becomes acting president for the last few days. He will pardon Trump. The thing is Trump's going to be president Trump's president until the inauguration.
It's not like the impeachment isn't kicking Trump out of office.
Yeah, he hasn't been removed.
He's still there. He's still going to be there for the next 7 days or whatever. How long until the, a week till Biden's inauguration, right? So he'll still be in office until Biden's inauguration.
Yeah.
So, honestly, can we just get these old white men out of Congress? Everyone is tired of them.
Where's that at? Who said that? Where's that? Who said it?
It was Starring John.
Hey!
Yeah, but shouldn't the supporters have the opportunity to voice that yet?
Starring John! I'm a white guy!
Bruh? Yeah, but shouldn't his supporters have the opportunity to voice that? Yes, extremists have been terrible, but there will be Democratic extremists too. They're terrible. They're a terrible minority.
Yeah.
Well, that was Gimme Hoya's comment that I just read.
The thing is here's the problem: is it's going to stir everything up, and so him doing his things is just going to be a problem. Mm-hmm. Extremists have been terrible, but there will be Democratic extremists too. They are terrible minority. I agree. I mean, extremists on either side I don't like.
Bro, did I just legit read that comment?
You did, but I just I'm trying to figure out because I was going to snap on Starring John. He was talking about old white guys, and the last I checked in the mirror, I was an old white guy.
Anyways, continue on. Read the comment.
So, whatever. I wasn't thinking about what you were saying.
Read the comment.
Jeez. So anyway, and the whole idea is, and I agree, I think that both sides are the issue. It's not just one side. I think that both sides have issues. I think that there are people on both sides that are problems. I think there are good people on both sides. The problem is we have babied him for like the last 4 years, and I've been saying the last 4 years, this was coming. This was coming. It was a matter of when. And now watch over the next couple weeks. Do not be shocked if there aren't people within Congress that have done this, that allowed these people to come in.
Well, that's kind of what they're looking at now, is that
that people within Congress have allowed these people to come in.
Yeah, that's kind of what the FBI is.
They have found that some of these people had a tour the day before the rally.
Interesting.
And
see that.
So, and they're not given any tours in the Capitol building. But someone, whether it was one of a congressman or someone under a congressman, someone within the Congress took people on tours of the building. And these people were identifying parts of the building. The only way they would know about them is if someone else had told them. There are plans out there about the building, but there's parts of the building that the plans aren't in. And these people were talking about going to these places to check to find where they were where the politicians were hiding. Let's see.
TBH, whoever is to run in the next election, Trump will be a big part of it. Honestly, the best thing that could happen to your country would be for him to not get impeached and lose the next election, in my opinion. See, but the thing about that is, he's going to make another big deal about, because it's just who he is. This is what he does. He would make another big deal about the election being rigged and the election being stolen and the election being whatever, even if he lost and he had 0 people vote for him. And it was a total, complete landslide victory for whoever his opponent was. He would still make a giant deal out of it.
Yeah.
And it would rile up his people, and then we'd be in the exact same position that we're in right now.
Yeah.
Which I don't think people want to do again.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be happening.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what side you stand on, what happened at the Capitol was not cool. Shouldn't have happened.
How can you overturn an executive order? An executive order doesn't mean, an executive order is fairly easy to turn. All you need to do is have Congress do a majority vote. So half the people need to vote it, and say that we don't agree with this. Mm-hmm. So, even though you sit there and go, it's an executive order, part of the checks and balances is you can't just do whatever you want to.
Yeah.
Congress is too OP, but they have checks and balances too, which is why you have the House of Representatives and the Senate. Because it has to whatever gets passed has to go through both the House and the Senate before it can get to the president, who can veto it. If the president wants to veto it, he can veto it, and then it goes back to Congress, where it takes 2/3. Now it's not just a majority anymore. It's now 2/3 vote to get whatever it is they want to have passed. Mm-hmm. So the checks and balances are in there. I'm learning a lot from y'all. Y'all are the first people I watched that talks about this. It's chill and never crazy. That's what happens when you're talking to a teacher here, futuristic. You come here for wrestling and you get everything else. Whoever runs, even if it's not him, he will rile his supporters up, maybe more so if he's not running himself. You wait till it's Joe Exotic funded by Trump. The problem is, I don't think Trump's going to have money.
He's going to be broke.
This is about to get hit hard for him. I heard that the people at the Capitol wasn't actual Trump supporters. They said it was the hate group Antifa.
Yeah, that came out of Trump's mouth.
Yes, that was said, and the people they were saying were Antifa, like the guy with the buffalo horns.
Who is a?
He's been at like 14 mega rallies, wearing mega hats,
Trump,
like hugging all of the mega
Trump's
supporters.
Guys. Yeah, you heard that from Trump people.
They threw out the Antifa thing to like. Again, to throw out the lies.
That's what
it wasn't. It wasn't something that the FBI has come out and said there has been no evidence at all that there was any Antifa people involved in this. And so, that's just another one of those things that some congressman threw it out there. That, well, there's Antifa out there. No, dude, pull your head out of your butt. It wasn't Antifa. It was Trump supporters.
And stupid people in the government who were following.
Well, and that's just
Trump.
it. That's where these investigations. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be in trouble in the Congress once all this goes down. There's already one guy that's speaking that has said he's been financially helped by 3 congressmen, and now it's just a matter of where it goes.
The presidential branch is the weakest of the 3 branches of the government by far.
Yeah.
Yeah, but any random person can wear a Trump hat.
Yeah, they could, but I don't think any random person's going to go to 16 Trump rallies just because, they want to.
I don't think so.
I'm not going to go hang out at 16 random Trump rallies. If I'm Antifa, I'm not going, man, that'd be cool to go hang out with the Trump people. Let me put on the mega hat and the mega shirt and go hang out with them. I'm not doing that. And I don't think Antifa's doing it either.
Couple thousand random people wearing MAGA hats? Don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And the stuff they've posted on Twitter and Facebook and things like that, it's not Antifa.
This is idiotic.
It is definitely mega people. Antifa really do what the insurrectionists do. Really? And Antifa's a thought, anyway. It's an idea.
I just said! It's, not even a thing! What are we, And they weren't wearing masks either? Yeah, because all of them are Trump supporters!
Yes.
Trump doesn't believe in the virus. He spouts that crap to his supporters. They believe him, And that is why they do not wear masks.
Yes. Correct. Thanks for the education.
Just like...
I think I've developed my own opinion through our discussion.
Just like...
Well, Aunt, I wanted you to have your own opinion anyway.
Just like the election has been stolen, election has been rigged thing that came from Trump, and all of his supporters are saying the same thing he did.
Aunt, as long as your opinion is the same as mine, everything is good. Because if it's not, we're going to have problems.
MAGA supporters are always trying to not take responsibility for something, bruh. Lol.
Kind of like the president.
Oh, man. Jeez.
My teacher talks about this, and he says the same thing as you say. Well, not word for word, but it's simpler. You teaching it is a lot better than my teacher. I'm trying futuristic. What do you want to learn the next time?
He doesn't even teach, like...
Give me...
He's a math teacher.
Well, I teach all the subjects right now because
okay,
that's
but you're like
what
mostly a math teacher. You went to school to be a math teacher.
Yeah.
He doesn't even specialize in...
That'd be like if a psycho person came up on here and you say, put on y'all's mask, y'all are going to get me sick through this computer screen. Yes. I've been sick twice through the computer screen. In the last 2 years we've been doing this. Don't ever do it again! Have y'all noticed it was a BLME movement that did this at the Capitol? It would have turned out different. Yes, it would have, James. There would have been a lot more protection there.
Yeah.
The National Guard probably would have been there.
I said the other day that if it was a BLM protest
biology
type situation.
What specifically about biology do you want to talk about, futuristic?
That they would have not made it to the steps. They wouldn't even made it close to the steps.
I'll have to touch up on my biology because I'm a little more like history and math than I am the science type stuff.
I'm not doing biology at the moment. I did biology. I was pretty good at it. I don't claim to be a specialist in anything.
Yeah, me neither. I taught the American government to the American woman at work. I'm a wasted son of a guy. Yes, Mrs. Gleen is the biology guy.
Dude,
definitely.
She could be a freaking doctor. Like, she knows so much, like, human anatomy stuff.
She diagnoses us before we go to the doctor.
Anywhere.
And she's
but
not
she just, like, knows it somehow. And we're like, dude, how do you know that? And she's like, I don't know. I just do.
They said at all 50 state capitals are guarded now, so they're going to storm the Capitol in Alaska. Yes, the 6 guys in Alaska that are up there are going to storm the Capitol in Alaska. Juneau's in trouble. Of course, they only got 3 policemen, so the policemen are outnumbered by the guys that are going to be storming the Capitol there.
Mr. G's the math guy. Yep.
Yes, I am the math guy. 1 + 1 is 4. So if you have any questions about math, I'm your dude. All right, I think we're going to take off. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun talking to everybody here. Yes. Have your own opinions. Obviously, we have helped Ant with his opinion. James, thanks for stopping in. We appreciate it. Well, I don't want to say math because I passed all my math classes, and I don't want to say that because math hurts my head, and I don't think I might start after I said it hurts my head. I told you it's residual stuff from a past life, Maven. Yes, that's it. Also, there was COVID found at a camp in Antarctica. Yes, there was. Because somebody went there. Somebody came into the camp afterwards. You're the best. We try. We try, Ant. We try. We try to keep the wrestling fans well-rounded. No air bath. I waited hours for a flash damage. There it is. Check it out. There's your flesh. Right there.
Dude, you didn't even need to pull up your sleeve. You were all like, look! There's your flesh, guys! There it is! Like, you didn't even need to pull up your
that's
sleeve,
not YouTube,
dude.
bro. Now I've corrected it. We can all enjoy your message. So, show us some legs. Mr. T for hands.
We'll get banned on Twitch. Can't do that.
Yeah, I get banned on Twitch. I'm not doing that stuff. Math makes my brain hurt. It's just numbers, man.
Thank you, Jack.
You're number one, Jack. Good job. You've now reached number one status, Jack. You have went up the list.
But it's not as good as that tweet that you put out that one time, and you used your twice, two completely different ways, and Dom totally roasted you. It was hilarious. That will go down in history as one of the greatest tweets ever, because it really made me laugh. Because I am literally the person who corrects people's grammar. I can't speak properly, but I correct people's grammar all the time. And it really made me laugh. It was a really funny tweet.
He's been number one. See? We always knew he was number one. I'm none of them.
It's feet that are banned on Twitch.
Futuristic, on our channel, everybody's number one.
Terms of service say nothing about
Maven,
legs.
you're number 11.
Thanks! I've always wanted to be number 11! Wow.
Hilarious.
It was hilarious, dude! It was such a funny tweet.
Oh.
It was so funny. Anyways.
All right, we're going to take off.
It's late. I need to sleep. I'm tired.
We'll see you guys on Friday after SmackDown. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Stay safe. Wear your mask to help save somebody's life, please. Everybody, what about me, Ant? Futuristic, you want to be 1 or 11?
Holy cow, I can hear Maven yelling from down.
It's like I'm in the same room. Yes. Peace out, everybody. Have a good one.